Yeah. I know. Little tardy, but hey, I'm here now. I said I'm here now. What's going on, everyone? Episode 55 of the Council Roundtable, where we talk about the old fashioned wrestling, let niggas know what's happening. You dig? First thing is first. Before we get into this day in wrestling history, let me drop the link real quick. You know what I'm saying? When y'all pull up, please make sure y'all give me those thumbs. You know what I'm saying? Highly appreciated. One thumb equals free 99. So it ain't gonna kill your pockets to give some, give your boy some likes, put the thumbs up and all that. If you haven't already, make sure you sub. All that fly stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's get to this day in wrestling history, like we always do. In 1993, the Quebecers defeated the Steiner brothers for the WWE Tag Team titles on Raw in the Quebec Province Rules match, which enabled the titles to change hands by disqualification. Johnny Polo, aka Raven, also debuted as the manager of the newly crowned Tag Team Champions. Yo, the Quebecers was my dudes, man. I remember, their style when they used to, say, one will body slam the other on top of their opponent, or, they do all types of moves like that. I remember, who's the commentators at the time? I think it was Vince and whatever, but the commentators used to be, a little thrown off. Like, okay, why is he about to body slam his partner? Oh, okay, he's using his partner as a weapon. Good stuff, man. The Quebecers, I guess you could say they were somewhat ahead of their time, given the fact that they, how they, their tag team maneuvers, their style in the ring. Definitely shots go out to them, man. Those were one of my favorite tag teams at the time. In '96, in the main event of ECW, in the main event of ECW, Unlucky Lottery Sabu faced Rob Van Dam. Why does it sound like, come on, TJR Wrestling? What the hell? In the main event of ECW, Unlucky Lottery, Sabu faced Rob Van Dam and the Gangsters. Mustafa and New Jack defended the ECW tag titles against Samu and Shane. Samu? I didn't even know Samu was even in ECW. Anyways, Samu and Shane Douglas. Also on the card, Bubba Ray Dudley and Hack Myers faced the Bad Crew and the Sandman. No relation. And Bubby Dreamer faced Brian Lee and Raven, aka Johnny Polo. Because TJR Wrestling got to get it together. Shots go out to them. This is where I get my this damn wrestling history content from. Well, let's continue on. In 1998, 3 teams of 3 competitors competed for the very first time in the War Games cage match at WCW 4 Brawl 98. Team WCW, Diamond Dallas Page, Roddy Piper, The Warrior defeated NWO Hollywood, which consists of Hollywood, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and Stevie Ray, and NWO Wolfpack, which consists of Kevin Nash, Sting, and Luger. As a result of scoring the winning pinfall, DDP received a shot at Goldberg's WCW World Heavyweight Championship at Halloween Havoc the following month. I don't think I've ever seen that match. I wasn't really watching WCW around the time when Warrior showed up. I'm not even gonna hold you, and As you can see, I'm glad I did it because that was a whole bunch of nonsense and fuckery when it came to those two and their rivalry. Hogan and Warrior. WCW trying to bring back the past of their infamous rivalry because I think they only had like one match at WrestleMania, and I guess Hogan wanted his win back. So yeah, there you go with that. One to now. Okay. In 2001, WWE presented a live edition of SmackDown from the Compaq Center in Houston, Texas. The show was originally supposed to take place 2 days earlier, but was postponed due to the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Ongoing angles were abandoned for the night, and the show opened with Vince McMahon addressing the live and TV audience before Lillian Garcia performed the national anthem. The show was the first mass gathering of people in the USA after the attacks and represented one of the most monumental shows in WWE history. You know, we all remember September 11th and that crazy day, and my prayers and people in the council roundtable prayers still go out to the families that had to go through that crazy trauma, losing loved ones and family and friends. What may have you, real crazy day. I remember, I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was at a friend at the time house, and I don't know why, but we was watching Ananda Lewis. For those out there that remember Ananda Lewis, I think we was waiting to go somewhere or whatever. So I was waiting for him to get ready, and Ananda Lewis just happened to be on. And next thing you know, they was like, "Oh, we got a special bulletin, yada yada yada." The news just cut Ananda Lewis off, and they had a special bulletin or a news update, what may have you. See, for y'all, youngins out there, that used to happen. Like this before like the internet and stuff like that, where you actually had to watch TV or cable. You didn't have streaming services and all that extra stuff or laptops and all the internet stuff. It was just straight up either TV or cable. But anyways, they cut up the Nana Lewis show, and then they showed basically like, one of the twin towers was on fire or whatever. And at first it was like, oh, what type of this? That's crazy. Like, oh man. And they were saying, oh, did they got plane crash into to the towers? So it was like, oh wow, that's even more crazy. And then next thing you know, because they were showing the towers on the TV, and next thing you know, another plane hit the other tower. Pow! I mean, literally live on TV. I never forget that shit. And it was like, what the fuck? Like we all thought we was under attack. I never forget that. After we seen that crazy horrific event, we went outside or whatever to just go where we was going, and we heard people just all over saying like, yo, are we under attack? You see the news? You see what's going on in the news? Like, what the fuck? These dudes just hitting us with planes. What's going on? Muchas vlog, muchas gracias. Shout outs to you too. Definitely appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, going back to this crazy story. So yeah, man, it was just so crazy. Man, remember like it was yesterday. We seen it live on TV when the second plane that hit the other tower. I mean, literally live as it was broadcasting it, and then the aftermath with the people running from the debris and the soot and the people that was trapped and all the rubble and the oh my god, it was man, just definitely the condolences, and our hearts still go out to the people that lost loved ones and stuff in that catastrophic event, man. Seriously. Let's continue on. In 2008, Tokyo hosted Ring of Honor Battle of the Best, which featured a main event of Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black defending the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles against Jay and Mark Briscoe. The undercard featured appearances from Austin Aries and Bryan Danielson. I never really watched Ring of Honor like that, so I think Tyler Black is Seth Rollins. Jimmy Jacobs is supposed to be a princess or some craziness. But I definitely know my boys, the Briscoe Bros. Those, you already know that's my guys right there. And of course, I know Austin Aries and Daniel Bryan. You know what I'm saying? And he should be the next AEW champion. Bryan Danielson. He should definitely be the next AEW champion without a shadow of a doubt. The dude been putting in work, and it's time for him, to get rewarded. And I don't mean him get rewarded one of those nonsense titles they got, the mid championship they got. They got all different types of championships that don't even mean anything, including the heavyweight championship. But hey, rather him get that than any other belt because he deserves it. In 2009, the one and only edition of WWE Breaking Point took place in Montreal, where the concept of the main event matches were all under submission-based rules. CM Punk defended the World Heavyweight Championship against the Undertaker in a submission match. Randy Orton defended the WWE Championship against John Cena in a non-quit match. Oh, God. Those were those days. Oh, my God. Cena and fucking Orton. Thank God that nightmare is over. And Legacy, which consists of Cody Rhodes and DiBiase, faced DX, which is the more modern, I guess you could say, DX with Triple H and Shawn Michaels in the Falls Count Anywhere submissions match. And in 2011, at an Impact Wrestling taping at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, Sting defeated Ric Flair to earn a match against Hulk Hogan at Bound for Glory. Why this match is so notable is that it was Flair's final ever wrestling match. Oh, God. This was Flair's final ever wrestling match in 2011, huh? And look who we had 11 years later. He's still talking about, oh, there's my final match. And wasn't there a rumor saying that he wish he ain't say that this was his final match? Like, this dude want to go back in the ring again. Like, yo, my dude, Flair, knock it off, B. Your damn skin look like elephant ears. Nobody ain't trying to see you in the damn ring. This dude crazy. Last match. Anyways, that was his last ever match at the time of a 39-year in-ring career. And birthdays today is Angelina Love from the Beautiful People in Impact Wrestling, and Baron Corbin. Y'all, we all know Baron Corbin from WWE. The dude that go through more character changes than this dude Big Show turns face and heel. Matter of fact, I probably can't even say that shit. When it comes to Big Show turning face and heel, it's like him changing his drawers every goddamn day. But yeah, man. So anyways, continuing on with the show. Got motherfucking people talking about the Elite basically sending feelers out to WWE. I ain't gonna lie, the first time I heard of this, I was like, yo, are you serious? Like, are these dudes really that disrespectful? Are they really gonna go there and, just blatantly just be like, you know what? We not resigning or what may have you, which I thought they did resign. So we just gonna send feelers out and basically see what's up with WWE, see if they want to still hire us. So what's going on?
Hey, yo, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sounded good. But
Yo, yo.
huh?
No, I was just saying, okay, just checking, just checking.
Okay. So yeah, I was talking about the whole shit with the league sending the feelers out to WWE. When I was saying that first, I thought it was blatant disrespect. And then I thought about it. I'm like, wait, hold on. This ain't the only group of wrestlers or what may have you that done stuff like this. Like it's basically like a negotiation tactic. When certain stars contractors coming towards and then like they'll like do stuff like that to basically up the ante when it comes to the negotiations of their contract. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I thought of. What's your thoughts about that?
No, that is what it is. That's what Randy Orton did. That's what
Yeah,
AJ Styles did. They did
right.
that, last year. Orton had no interest going to AEW. He just used AEW to get a better deal.
Yeah.
And then AJ Styles admitted that on the stream before Vince took away streams. I believe Triple H took that back. I think WWE superstars can have Twitch and all that stuff now. But
Oh, really? Oh,
AJ,
that's what's
yeah, but
up. Yeah.
but AJ said that thanks to AEW, he got the best deal of his life. So people do it all the time. So
Oh,
so
okay.
that's
Well,
nothing new.
shouts go out to Triple H for because come on, man. All they want to do is play video games, man. If they get a little side paper with their video games, what's the real big issue? Now, pertaining to that, I think I understand a little bit because you getting money off of the company name because at the end of the day, Vince McMahon is the one that's that licensed their names and likenesses. So to that certain extent, yeah. But it's like, come on. Especially when it came towards the pandemic. When it comes to the pandemic, like it was no other way for them to eat.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
that
shouts go
sums
out
it
to
up really.
Triple H, man, for doing that. Definitely. Yeah, but I got a few things on the table and stuff. Like I wanted to talk about Dexter Loomis, this whole Dexter Loomis and Miz story, like where they going with that. It's getting more and more interesting every week. Um Damage Control winning the belts, which they should have won from the last time they fought these these fucking chicks, and how this dude KO with this dude Kevin Owens is on fire right now when it comes to the promos, when it comes to the matches. He's like reinvigorated. You know, Judgment Day potentially taking out Edge. Maybe Edge is being written off TV. And of course my boy Gargano coming back and having that real good match with Chad Gable. How you want to start? What you want to start with?
You can start with Gable. You want?
Okay. So what's your thoughts on that match? I thought his the main thing I want to say is that Chad Gable is definitely doing the best work he's ever been doing, even though he's like a great value version of Kurt Angle. But this dude definitely got the tools. He could cut a promo. Of course, he could wrestle. You can see that for yourself. Like he's definitely gotten better. And like what is it going to be? Alpha Academy's time to really shine. Yeah, they had the tag team belts from before, but it's very forgetful. People forgot about that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what you think? Like, when is it? When you think these dudes are definitely like finally get their shine? Do they have to break up or you know?
Well, they need more guys. You can't have the Alpha Academy and just have two people. So
Yeah,
that's actually one of the things AEW does better, maybe too good, is that they have too many guys in their factions. But like a lot of the factions there is like 4 or 5 dudes. So when I hear the word Alpha Academy, I'm thinking, oh, it's a squad. It's just two dudes.
right.
So, I mean, it's a nice name, Alpha Academy, but it shouldn't. It should be more than just Otis. So it needs to add more people in the group. I don't know who though. I'm not really paying attention. I would imagine probably somebody from 2.0. I don't watch 2.0, so I don't know anyone down there. But if he had more people in his group, then that would definitely help, I think.
Fucking 2.0. That's what supposed to be their 1 year anniversary and all that. Like, like who's really celebrating that? Did they have the 1 year anniversary today or something?
I guess I don't pay attention to it. I don't call it
Yeah, that's what I'm
NXT.
saying.
I mentioned that before because it's 2.0. It's not NXT. It's 2.0. That's why I call it that. Technically,
Yeah.
if you want to be technical, it's not 2.0. It's technically 3.0. If you want to be honest, really, if you
Right,
really want
right,
to be
right.
if you really want to be honest, honestly, it's 4.0. But we'll be here all night if we go over all that.
Cause you got the first it was that so called trading reality show or with the obstacle courses and stuff like that and the challenges.
Yeah,
Then you had NXT Redemption.
yeah.
Then you had the NXT Black and Gold, and now you
Well,
got this.
right. So technically it's 4.0 if you really want to be technical about it. But
Right.
it's not NXT. Yeah, but it's not NXT to me. I just call it 2.0. But that would be the thing that I think would help the Alpha Academy is they need more dudes. Otis and Gable are fine, good tag team, but they need some more people in there. You know, that's what I
I
think.
remember I remember when people were shitting on basically them getting rid of heavy machinery as a tag team, and I had this dude Tucker
Hmm.
turn on this dude Otis, and then they ended up just firing him, and Otis went through his storyline with Mandy Rose or whatever, and after that he got paired up with this dude Chad Gable. Like it's like then he cut his hair. It's like what are they doing with this dude? They all over the place with this dude,
Hmm.
but it all worked out, and that's definitely what's up.
Oh, what's up, son?
Snubs,
Hello.
what up, man?
Not much. I've been posting wrestling TikTok lately.
Yeah, so what?
Have you been seeing my posts lately on TikTok?
Oh, you
I
on
haven't been on
TikTok?
TikTok in a minute. To tell you the truth, it's been a while since
Yeah,
I've been on TikTok.
I made
I
a
gotta go
funny
back on
video.
there. What you been talking about over there?
I was just ranting a little bit about how wrestling fans keep thanking Triple H, but they won't thank Vince when he was doing stuff on TV.
Well, for legitimate reasons. Come on
Nah,
now.
nah. It's
That
time we
dude
put
Vince
some
had
res-
he had to go sit his ass down. B. This dude Triple H is turning stuff into the right direction little by little. I'm not saying
Yeah,
the shows are mind blowingly amazing,
it
but
is. It still is.
it's not. No, well, according to you, you like according to your taste, you could watch an ant fight and it'll be amazing to you. Like,
Yeah, it might be epic though. You never know. If you can get like close up action, you know, you might be interested in that once you start seeing a few videos of those. You might get see. You might start something there. I'm gonna look
you
up ant fighting
crazy.
later.
So, what's your thoughts on the whole Gargano and Chad Gable match? Gargano Cup finally having his first match, well, singles match on Monday Night Raw.
I'm glad that it showed that Chad Gable can not only out wrestle Johnny Gargano, but also be able to have like they both made each other look strong in that match.
I agree.
That's what I liked about it. They both like you because I'm there's plenty of fans who love Alpha Academy, but they just keep losing because they're the heels. But like if they're gonna get this random love out of nowhere, and all the people who've been are gonna bandwagon that. But I was saying like either get Otis more like monstrous times where he is destroying people, or get Shelton Benjamin in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Like
Where's he at? Where's Shelton at? There you go. What's he
Yeah,
doing? He's still employed, right?
I don't know. I seen it on MVP's gram because I follow him. I follow MVP on the gram. In a way, it's like he's seizing the Hurt Business coming back, but this time with Omos.
All
I
right.
don't think they
Well,
need Omos because
where's
they got Bobby.
Where's Cedric? Get him in there. Get Cedric. Where's Ali? Mustafa, get him in there.
See, I like Cedric, but I don't think he's the dude for that. I love the fact that he was like getting a bit of like a different push that people like fans of his. Like, okay, here's something better than what you were doing before, and it was actually a good thing for him. But I just don't think he's like they need another person, and I don't think Omos is the guy either. I just don't know. I think Omos should be with MVP solo, have MVP talk.
Yeah, I do agree. Like Omos with a group, nah. Because if anything, I was saying like my lady was saying that if anything, he should have been Bobby Lashley's bodyguard or something. That would have made perfect sense.
No, but like Bobby has to be the guy right now that he could do it by himself because right now he's the U.S.
No,
champ.
at the time, not now.
Oh,
Like he's gonna do his own thing, but at the time when Hurt Business was doing their thing or whatever, and they definitely should have had Omos as this dude Bobby Lashley's muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I actually because then he would have had. But who did Omos have? He was just coming out there right by himself.
I think so. Yeah, I think he was just coming out by himself. And he was. Yeah, he was. No. Yeah. First he was with AJ. Then he was
AJ,
with AJ.
Yeah. I was trying to remember like who the. I forgot AJ. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember he was actually tag team champions with AJ. They was actually the tag team champions. Your boy Vince.
I think it's just people. It's probably gonna be some random shit like Gunther versus Omos.
Oh, 1 second. What am I looking at here?
You got breaking news over there.
Let me see. Hold on. Oh, okay. 2.0's dead.
Well, they're gonna change it. They're gonna change it. They're switching it up.
It's black and gold again.
I don't know.
Let me send you the clip. Well, it's not a clip. It's a little Jiffy Cat thing. Hold up. Let me I just posted it. If you go on Twitter, go on the official NXT Twitter, and it's a Jiffy Cat of the colored 2.0, and it becomes black and gold again. So, yeah.
This dude Triple H will be playing tit for tat, huh?
Listen. It can be in color. It can be black and gold. I just want Triple H to fucking make a stand on whether or not it's developmental. It's fucking developmental or it's a brand. Make up your mind, dude. And
right. He want to make it when it's convenient for him. Like when they lose on the ratings for the week. It's just developmental. When they win, that's the third brand.
It's both.
The only reason I say that is because it's not an issue now, but I don't have the schedule in front of me. But, football's back, and there's going to be some baseball playoffs. And so AEW is not going to get preempted on TBS as bad as they were on TNT, but they will get preempted by baseball. So when the playoffs happen, there are going to be a couple of weeks in October and November where Dynamite will be on Tuesday, where it will compete against NXT again. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but there will be a few weeks where AEW and NXT will compete again. So when that happens, if AEW beats NXT, don't give me they beat our developmental. Or if NXT beats AEW, don't say, "Oh, look at our brand beat you." Like, no, like whatever fucking happens, you fucking make. And I'm not talking to either of you two. I'm just
no.
Yeah, because it's gonna happen because when it happens next month, if AEW beats them, it's gonna be like, oh well, they beat developmental. But then if NXT beats them, it's gonna be like, oh well, AEW got beat by you know what I'm saying? So like, fucking make them choose. That's what I'm saying.
I get that part. Like I agree with you, but like how I view it is like the one side where you're saying like, we beat AEW and we're developmental. It's like, yeah, no, they're both. I think NXT is like both developmental and like you get some of like you don't get the best content. You get great content, but you're not getting something like you would see on Raw and SmackDown because that's where the big stars are. So it's like you're seeing guys that you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like indie wrestling in a sense. Like
it's like indie wrestling on steroids. Yeah, we all know that. We all know NXT is like indie, or the black and gold, the original black and gold was like indie wrestling on steroids. You knew that.
Yeah, it's like that's why I'm saying like it's like indie wrestling because WWE was a part of it. I just look at that like baseball. You got AAA, you got AA, and you got Major League. And so, and then it's like Raw and SmackDown is like American League and National League.
Yeah, because like what Toph was saying, when they kicking ass, they're the third brand. He don't have no problem calling it the third brand when they kicking ass. But when they're gonna just lose the ratings in one week only. Oh, that's just developmental. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, people do that all the time. I'd be like, what the fuck?
That's Triple H. That's Triple H saying that.
That's my main issue. That's my main issue with wrestling fans as a whole.
No, but
and he does it too. Like wrestling is like your favorite team. Your team goes through good days and your team goes through bad days. But if you really rock with your team, you support your team through the good and the bad.
Right.
And it's like, okay, so you was rocking with NXT when it was the hottest thing going, but then when they got their ass kicked, it's developmental all of a sudden. So not to mention by dismissing NXT like that, saying you beat a developmental. That's basically shitting on everybody that was there at the time. Okay, so you're saying that Johnny Gargano was developmental. You're saying that Tommaso Ciampa was developmental. You're saying
you basically burying them in a way.
Yeah,
right.
Nah, because like their stars, I look at them as like people who are like established enough to be in the developmental to put the people who are coming up over.
What?
Yeah, like those guys, they already had like a great name for themselves, and then they came over to the NXT, and it's like, okay, here we're gonna put you guys over, but we're going to the you know what I'm saying? Like,
how could you be established enough to be in developmental? What?
No, to like then put other people over who are actually coming up that are younger than them.
Like who? From the
PC? Yeah. I mean, not all of those guys came directly from the PC. Some of them are like signed over because they were free agents or whatever. Like Shinsuke. Wasn't Shinsuke in NXT?
Yeah, he was in NXT.
He been wrestling for a while. People know him from New Japan. So like he came over, and like he's there to win some matches and also like put some people over because like he's a guy that came over to put other people over. He had to put some people in there.
The problem was Triple H gave up on the plan. That was the problem. And that's why even though it was fucked up what Vince did, I understood where Vince was coming from because Triple H, he gave up on the plan because the plan of NXT is to develop the next generation of wrestlers or superstars, and Triple H gave up on that. He was only doing the NXT Black and Gold, was only doing that for 2 years, 2013, 2014. As soon as Samoa Joe walked through that door, it opened Pandora's box, and all of a sudden Triple H was like, you know what, I'll just turn it into my own super indie. And he just gave up. And it was basically just PWG on steroids. Essentially, that's what it was,
I'm not going to complain because I used to love Black and Gold when it was on the network. But when AEW came out and motherfuckers started panicking and this dude Vince McMahon used NXT as a shield for AEW because AEW was just cooking at the time. Like it was just all went downhill, especially when they went on USA. It's like when they went on USA, it just lost its appeal. It was way too polished. It didn't have like that gritty feel that it had when it was on the network.
They had a good formula. It was a 1 hour show and it worked.
Word, 1 hour, not too much. You get like what, 2, maybe 3 matches. The rest, some
but
promos
so
here and there.
You gotta have more than 1 hour. You know,
That's
like
fair.
that's the thing.
That's fair. I agree with you. The problem was that they could have did it any other time, but they specifically did it on Wednesday to cock block AEW, and it
Right.
backfired. That was the problem. That was the problem. If they had did it any other day, they could have had it like from like 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, where they just could have competed against 1 hour against AEW, or it could have been a different day. It didn't have to be.
It could have been, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It could have been a
it could have been
different day.
Thursday. It could have been Saturday. It could have been any other day, but they specifically said,
Yeah, but
let's
they have
try
to
to cock
do
block
like
it.
no, but they also have to look into like when people are gonna watch wrestling the most. You know, you're gonna get the most viewers in the beginning of the week. You're gonna, you know, they also know that AEW is out there,
Oh
so they know
God,
that
this
people are
dude stay
consuming a lot of
caping,
wrestling.
yo. Yo, stop caping. You already know what
Hold
Vince is
on.
trying to do. Knock
No,
it
I mean
off.
it could be that, it could be that, or I'm just saying like it could be that, you know, they also look into how people watch TV and they think that, you know, consuming in all that wrestling in a week is sometimes exhausting.
Oh,
So they're
so
wondering,
it's better to just put your programming on at the same time as the opposition. You don't think that's consuming too much wrestling right there?
no, it's just all in one day. You don't get it all throughout the week. Like, oh, I gotta be for this on this day, and it's like, you know, it gives people some time. And sports, you know, otherwise, you know, especially on a Thursday, you gotta compete with football. You gotta
Yeah,
compete
I
with, you
swear.
know.
You like the new David Otunga when it comes to WWE. This dude is WWE lawyer to the fullest.
No, I'm saying like you can look at like also Thursday night football coming. Like you got that to worry about, you know. So they put it on Tuesday as well.
Oh please, Raw been going against Monday Night Football for years.
So they're gonna keep changing the days of wrestling. They might as well just make it one day, right? Just put it for Tuesdays every year.
The hell. You know, don't be one of those guys that want to make NFL as an excuse.
Then yeah, baseball. Like is this like what Phil said?
The
You're not
fuck
gonna
out
get that
of
many
here.
playoff games, and plus the weekend.
So yeah, you know me, switching up the topic real quick. Judgment Day, man. Like, let me find out. I'm starting to get just a little intrigued. I still think the name is dumb, but I'm getting a little
Yeah.
intrigued with the whole storyline. With now Dominic came into the equation as Rhea Ripley's butt boy. You know, what's your thoughts? And do you think these dudes took out Edge? You think they ran Edge off of TV, probably until Survivor Series or
Yeah,
something?
he's taking another break. So, I've said it before. I think that I just think that this Judgment Day shit would be better if it was TV 14. Because they can't hit Rhea because they're PG. So it's just fucking dumb when you
Well,
have
she's getting
like
away with a lot. Oh God!
right.
If
So
they
like this
attitude
was
era, oh
that's what
God,
I
she
mean,
would have
or
got
even
floored.
right, or even Ruthless Aggression era.
Even
Like,
that too.
yeah,
Yep, yeah.
yeah. So it doesn't look good when you have like these baby faces just consistently just screwed over by Rhea. It's not good. It's not good TV. It's not good heat. But if it was TV 14, she could actually get like what's coming to her. And I also feel like just in general, this because the whole story is Dom just saying, "I'm a man now. I don't need you anymore, Dad. I'm a man." So I feel like if it was TV 14, they could better get that across. Like imagine Dom like hitting Ray with a chair, and then like him and Rhea just make out over his body,
Saw
like
tongue
shit.
kisser, right?
Right.
Angelina style.
Yeah,
Look
like
at
that.
okay, yo, watch this. But if Vince did that shit, y'all gonna be like, yo, he's a creep.
No, it won't.
y'all some,
Well,
y'all
maybe
some.
a little, but but nah, like whatever's good is good. All right. Like for instance, like with this dude Vince did that storyline with Bobby
With Lita
Lashley
and
and
Edge,
Lana.
no,
Like,
the sex.
That was
What
funny.
was
the shit with Edge and Lita, it made sense because it was reality. Now the shit with
like,
Bobby Lashley and Lana was just stupid
I'm
because it
still
came out of
dying.
nowhere.
I'm still dying at Rusev being a cut. He just stood there and
Duh. Standing there like a fucking moron. Like, yo, my dude, if you don't go over there and go fight, do something. Why you standing there watching this dude basically have sex in front of you with your wife? Like, oh man, that shit had this dude Rusev look like a real moron. And thank goodness for Tony Khan made him look like a badass again for that,
Right.
That particular TNT title reign.
Do you think he's coming? If he ever comes back to WWE, is he coming back as Rusev or Miro?
Now you should keep Miro.
That's
Oh, you said if you go back to WWE?
Yeah, if he comes back to WWE, do you think he'll come back as Rusev or Miro?
Yeah, of course he is. He got to go back to his original name.
Well, it just depends. I mean, look at Cody, but not everybody's Cody. So,
Right.
I personally think Miro's a more badass name, but
me too. Yeah, I like both, but I like both though. So
Especially
Raheem Brown, what's going on, Raheem? Dominic needs some facial hair. Yeah, he maybe give Dominic some stubble. You know what I'm saying? Because he want to be a man now. Remember when we was younger, we would get the marker, put a little stubble, like the fake mustache and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm a man now. Have him do that or something.
No, I don't like him right now. He's not. I hope that was not like a good. Like that's for good. I hope that whole thing when he turned heel, it doesn't look right. I'm like, bro, your face, you're not really looking like a heel. You don't.
Dominic?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he doesn't have that look. I can't take him seriously either. He
had a moment.
Maybe give it a chance. Who knows? Give it some time.
Just to piggyback off of Snuggles, Jay White had the same issue when Jay White first came up. He just had like this baby face, because he has a young looking face, and so what he did was grew out the beard, and then once he grew out the beard, that was when it worked. And if you notice, he kept the beard. He's got the beard. He's got the facial hair. It's worked for him. Sometimes that's what it's little things too. Like I know this is actually kind of interesting. Hogan, Hulk Hogan. The reason why he wore sunglasses a lot as Hollywood was because everyone told him like, "Yo, Hulk, like you have like really nice, blue baby face eyes." Like people told Hogan that he looked too, his eyes didn't look mean or intimidating or whatever. So like if you look at like a lot of Hollywood Hogan promos, he was always wearing shades all the time. And then Bret Hart, if you remember when he was getting his start as a singles, he was always wearing his sunglasses during his promos too. Once he got comfortable, then he took them off. It took a while though. Like you didn't start seeing Bret talk about the glasses till like 96, 97. But like
you're right though, especially when he was with the Anvil. Yeah, he always had his shades on.
Yeah, he always had one because he didn't feel confident without him. So sometimes it's just little stuff like that can add to the presentation, and it can help you take him more seriously. So yeah, Dom needs something. Maybe that's why Rhea's with him.
Raheem just said he needs to put some muscle on. He got love handles.
I'll tell you what's wrong.
The answer was, him being a heel. Like, not everybody got to be all buff and all that. Some heels be having a little, belly, like, average size.
Right.
Nah, he's already missed he's missed so many opportunities since that pay-per-view. The very first Monday Night Raw after that, what he should have did was grab the mic and he should have took it from Rhea and cut an epic ass promo on his dad. That's what should have happened. Missed that opportunity. Then the Monday after, same thing. And not only that, he came out in the same clothing. I'm like, oh, you didn't even have like a Judgment Day outfit ready? Like,
well, hold on. Didn't he come out dressed like he was about to go salsa dancing the next day?
I don't know what y'all talking about, man.
Saints Row reject.
They're all dressed like Applebee's baristas. Not sure what you're talking about.
Right? Like he was a waiter or something.
They're like Saints Row rejects.
Then he had mad mayonnaise in his hair.
Yeah, like he needs some help right now. Like somebody needs to tell him like go cut a fucking promo right now on your father.
That's one of the things too. Is like sometimes they just do like this trial by fire because like he should have gone to NXT. He just skipped it, and it's like, bro,
Right.
that's what you
That's
have
one thing I
NXT
definitely
for.
agree with.
Yeah, well, because Ray's gonna retire soon, he wanted to get them tag titles with him. You know, so like he had to get that out the way real quick. And
But
so
look
Yeah,
how.
for me,
But that's the thing, though. How long this dude Dominic been on the in the main roster? Like what, 3 years?
since 2020, he got his call up during the pandemic, the worst time. That was
Yeah,
before the
yeah. As a matter of
that
fact,
was
yeah.
yeah, that was before the Thunderdome. That was when they were in the warehouse, like when it first started, the very
Right.
beginning. Hmm.
And
and
that's what. All right.
he's
So
okay in
and
the
he
ring.
just and he just randomly they just recently had the belts when they had the tag belts like earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
Well,
they lost the
look,
tag belts last year.
Oh, they lost them last year. Oh, damn.
Remember
look,
that was
look
the
at
see they lost. It was the first show back with fans. That was summer. No, Money in the Bank. Remember when Cena came back? That same show they lost.
well,
Mm.
look at that match with him and Edge. As soon as the bell rang, he just ran across the ring and just threw him against the corner. I'm like, bro, are you serious? You should have came out swinging.
Yeah.
You
Well, you know you're
you
gonna
just
put the chicken shit heel. You know that, which is stupid. I don't feel you on
nah.
that.
No, he got thrown like the bell rang and go watch it. Edge just like threw him again. He ran up on him and like it looked like a real shove into the corner. I was like, what? You let him punk you like that? And then he just like towering over him. And I'm like, bro, you need to start fighting. You just turned heel. Like you should have been epic immediately.
That's what I was saying. You know how WWE books their heels. They gotta look like chicken shit.
He needs to
You
grab
know
the
the
fucking mic.
vibes.
I don't know. I
That's why
want to fucking kick
that's
his
why
ass.
Lashley got over because Lashley they finally booked Lashley right when they turned him heel. He was no chicken shit heel. He was destroying shit.
Right.
I
And
just
that's
hope
very
that
rare when it comes to
Right.
WWE booking
And
their
that's
heels.
and that's what they need to do with Shayna, and they refuse to do it. So
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with Shada. Like damn, it's like you had her right there. She, what I'm saying, I wouldn't have been mad if she beat Liv Morgan. And it's like but I guess they felt otherwise. I guess they felt like Liv
I didn't
Morgan
like
is
it.
younger, and they probably got something in the works.
No, she needs a title defense.
Raheem said the tag belts need a new look.
well,
Man, they
speaking of
needed a
that,
new look
Raheem,
for
there
years.
was a report about 2 weeks ago that apparently Triple H has like new belt designs for like pretty much every belt. I like the U.S. title. Every other belt can change though. I
I like
believe
the
it's
IC belt too. I like how the IC belt looks. I like how both of the
Yeah,
mid card
I
belts
like
look.
the white strip, but they need to do that and bring back the 24/7
I
title the
don't
right
I
way.
don't hate the Intercontinental title. It just doesn't look like an Intercontinental title to me. I don't know
Yeah,
what it looks like, but it doesn't look like the
It
Intercontinental
doesn't look
title.
like a mid card title, so to
yeah.
speak. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
you on that. It
yeah.
does
I
look
remember
like
the clothes.
a heavyweight title for like another company or something.
Yeah, it looks like a belt like from looks like a TNA or NWA belt. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Like this, it just doesn't look like
Yeah,
Intercontinental title to me. Yeah,
I
Thank you.
agree. I agree.
I didn't like
Shit.
the fact that Moxley just he really I think he fucked up in one of his promos this past week where he said he just destroyed the reputation of a belt. Because the way he throws it in the ring and then he said on the mic that like hey oh this ain't nothing because like oh y'all can buy this for like $35 at the stand like it's the same thing just a little
Yeah,
bit more
I remember.
heavier.
Isn't that when he was cutting a promo on Punk, right? Was it that? I think it was that time.
no, that wasn't cutting a promo on Punk. No, he was basically just saying, I don't know what you're talking about. We must have listened to two different promos. Mox
I
basically
don't
put
know.
it over as the most important thing in the company. Are you talking about somebody else?
No, I
No,
remember what I was
somebody.
just talking about when he said basically the belt didn't really mean it. I think it was against Punk. You sure it wasn't against Punk when? when they about to have their fight.
If you talk about the last Dynamite, Mox basically put over the title. He basically said it was the most important thing in sports. So that's why I say you used to talk about a different promo.
He probably had to like say that because the promo was probably before that. That's probably why he had to say it like that because like I was just thinking like yeah he said that the other week where he was saying like anybody can get this for like a few bucks. It just weighs a little bit more.
I personally like it when the champion drags the belt or just does anything different because it adds personality.
It shows weight.
Right.
Right. It's not some fake gold. It's real gold.
Right. Everybody holds the belt the same now. Like that's the thing I miss the most about like the Attitude Era is that some people carried the belt, some people wore the belt, some had it on their shoulder. Everybody did something different. Everybody had their own swag with the belt. Now everybody just puts it on their shoulder and just raises it. That's it.
I'd carry like The Rock.
Yeah.
Or Stone Cold.
Last person I saw that had any kind of swag to the belt, you may not follow him, is Naito in New Japan. He treated the Intercontinental title like shit. He just threw it in the ring like he didn't care about it. So I like it. I like it when wrestlers do that.
Oh, this dude, what's his name again? That was
Lex
with
Luger.
No, not Luger. The dude that was with Anderson. Luke Gallows.
Oh, Gallows.
How he has the belt? He puts the belt on like around his belt buckle.
Oh yeah. That's different. Yeah, that's different. Yeah, I like that. I don't really care too much for him, but it's different.
Yeah, I think he's a bum too. I think they're highly overrated.
Right, but it makes him stand out. I'm gonna remember that. Roman used to do it too when he was a face. Remember, he used to drag it like a book bag. Remember, he put over his shoulder. Like I was.
He still does it from time to time.
Yeah, he does that. I'm trying to think of anybody else. My favorite is what Randy Savage used to do when he had he carried it like on his shoulder, not like on his side. Like he carried it like it was a suitcase.
Yeah, I was about to say he carried it like he had the straps. It was like folded, and he would carry it like that.
Yeah, and he called himself the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, which makes it sound like way more. Yeah, it makes it sound like way more legitimate when you announce it like that.
Oh, this dude Brett used to kill me. He used to always say the whole thing, or the whole name. Instead of saying like the WWF belt, he like the World Wrestling Federation Championship belt.
Brett was like that. Brett was like that with everybody. He used to give everybody.
Like, damn, my dude, just say WWF belt. That's it. You got to say the whole damn fucking shit, no abbreviation.
Every time he did a promo on Shawn, he was like Shawn Michaels, Boy Toy, Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Giving the full. Hey, but it's different though. It makes him stand out. It's something that he did and nobody else did. So.
Now the Undertaker used to have it on his neck when he rode the bike. Yeah, that was an American Badass. He used to wear it around his neck.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was awesome.
That was my favorite Undertaker, American Badass. You ain't know Dead Man Nick was in the house?
Dead Man.
He said, hey, I send people to the hospital for giving my bike a bad look.
He was like, I may not be down with the devil anymore, but I can still get medieval on your ass.
Yo, when he turned heel, oh God. He said, see me to tell me, JR, you ain't gonna kiss Vince's ass? So that makes you think you better than me? Good fucking times.
Say what again if you like making out with your sister?
Yo, the American Badass was gold, man. That was my favorite Undertaker.
All right. I agree.
Shit.
My favorite's always been Dead Man though. When he started having the flames come out, he appeared every night on SmackDown. He had his feud with JBL. It's like every Undertaker is goated because he's real.
I feel like the one mistake that Taker made was he should have really gone the old man Logan route. They teased it, they never went all the way with it. I would have liked to have seen an old man Logan Taker. Oh well.
Well, they in the graveyard match, he did go back to American Badass, so
he morphed, yo. It showed his powers, yo. He can morph into different Undertakers in the match.
Like when Logan became an old man, he just couldn't fight straight up. He had to be like smarter. So like a good example of old man Logan Taker like they teased it but it didn't go anywhere was when he fought
I mean, they didn't go anywhere.
Lesnar when
He
he
didn't
fought
go anywhere.
Lesnar at SummerSlam, and then if you remember, he beat Lesnar by using a low blow. So he took the cheap way out, but it made sense because Taker was
Ah,
older. He was
so
older, so he
DQ.
was like, yeah. So
I
he
don't
was
think
like,
it
fuck
was
this.
that. I think it was that he came to the point where he just didn't give a fuck anymore.
Well,
His
yeah,
streak
because you gotta
was
remember.
done. So he was like, "Fuck it! Like I'm gonna
Yeah,
kick
but
this dude Brock
No, that's
ass
the
at
not.
all
reason,
costs."
but the
No,
reason why I
because
called
Paul
it
Heyman.
old man, the reason why I call it old man Logan Taker was because like they did it even more with the Shane stuff. Because if you remember, the Shane feud was fucking weird because Shane was the face, but he had to fight Taker. So they kind of made him the de facto heel, whether he wanted to be a heel or not, which I thought was
But
kind of
Taker's not a face
Yeah,
or a
it was
heel.
like by default.
right. It was
Taker's not a,
weird.
but Taker's not a face or a heel though. He's in the middle. He's always for the most part when he's a dead man, he's not heel or face. He's what people just love and cheer for him, just like how they love and cheer for even heels, even when CM Punk's a heel. But like when they cheer for him, but like he's always been in the gray area because he fights no matter what,
Yeah,
whoever's in the ring. He's just like going after anybody who's in his way of whatever he's trying to do.
I agree though.
So
I do agree. Like for the most part, yeah, this dude, Bum the Taker, definitely been a tweener.
Mm.
Raheem, that's a good question. How many
wait, Jr.
times
got
has
fired?
JR been fired? Yeah, that's like how many times? Like what?
Wait,
5?
At
wait,
least
he just
two,
got
as
fired
far
from
as I'm
AEW?
aware. No, he's
Yeah,
with AEW.
yeah. Be more specific, Raheem. Like WCW
No.
and WWE, or just WWE.
I know WWE fired him officially at least twice. I'm sure it's been more than that though.
It's definitely been more than that. And
Right.
yeah, and that's something you got to take in consideration. Also, like what via kayfabe or
Right.
reality. He said WWE. Raheem, if you want to pull up, you can pull up if you want. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to stay in the chat. You know what I'm saying? The link
I'll
is up.
I'll I'll try to look it up. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, Ryan. Like
But
I'll drop the link if you wanna. You can pull up if you want. It's up to you.
Let
yeah,
me
I'm happy
see.
for by the way, Taker's coming back soon, so it's gonna be interesting to see what he does
Coming
there.
back for what? He ain't coming
Huh?
back. Get the fuck out of here.
Uh,
What are
It
you gonna come
depends
back
what
to
he
do? You
wants.
gonna come back and just choke
Well,
slam
well,
somebody?
well. Remember when Paul Heyman, Undertaker was gonna be done. He was done. He was passing the torch to Lesnar. He said, "Here you go, take this and carry us for the next few years." If Undertaker was like, "I'm done," but Paul Heyman every single week kept coming out and mentioning his streak over and over and over again. So Undertaker had been sitting at home just like, "Yo, I gotta fucking put my shit back on because motherfucker keep talking shit." So then he went back out there and beat the shit out of Lesnar.
At
That
least
was
what
it.
about as of late? I was about to say like my dude, he been stopped mentioning that shit.
Right, but like somebody's gonna mention him soon, and it's gonna be random, and that's gonna summon him. Watch.
Yeah, they're gonna mention him in the old folks' home. Right, look at this old punk over here.
He's gonna come back, and he's gonna put on the greatest match you ever seen in your life.
Greatest match. What he's gonna do? He's gonna play goldfish at the retirement home. That's the only match he's gonna do. You got a king?
Uh,
Yeah, I got a king. Yeah, match. There you go.
if The Rock beats Roman for the title, I wouldn't mind seeing Undertaker fight The Rock for the title. That's
Yo,
something
you are in. Yo, yeah, you about to get kicked off the show for saying some silly shit like that. Who the fuck wants to see The Rock versus Bum the Taker for the belt at that?
that would be
If that's
epic.
if that's it, man. If it ever comes to that, you
As
might
far
as
as
well
I can
just
see, I've been
you
going
might as
through
well
his
just close
wiki.
out NXT if that's the case.
I've been going through his wiki. As far as I can see, Jim Ross was fired officially just twice. Officially,
Really?
yeah.
He said. Raheem said. Kayfabe. In kayfabe.
We'll be here all night for that. Jeez, I have no clue.
He got fired like 6-7 times. He's still getting fired.
Yo,
It got to the point even Melina fired him. Like, how the fuck this bitch firing people?
dude, even Kane fired him.
Word. Melina didn't fire him. Melina fired Mick Foley. My bad.
Kane fired.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a dumb angle.
Word. I'm like, huh? Who cocked? She sucked.
Everybody.
See, you hear what Raheem said? Let Undertaker enjoy his retirement. Let his ass go sit down somewhere, eat some pudding, some cheese sticks, whatever, relax himself. The fuck. I did watch that Table for 3 when it was him, Table for 4, excuse me. It was him, Godfather, one of the Godwins, Henry Godwin, and Rikishi. And they was taking shots of that Jack. I'm like, damn. Y'all motherfuckers is crazy. Taking shots of that Jack Daniels. Y'all see that shit on the network? The Table for 4?
And talking wrestling.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like that's the best thing. Like you're watching like legends right here talking wrestling, getting drunk.
I love it. I definitely love shows like that. And they talk about, the good old fashioned wrestling, having, just reminiscing on the good times, talking about shit that we didn't even know about.
Yeah,
it was a decent episode, even though sometimes this dude Henry Godwin was so damn drunk, you didn't understand what the fuck he was talking about.
I remember we all have like those moments as a kid. I remember the first time I saw Godwin's, I was like maybe 6 or 7, and I saw him, and I think I was a kid, and even as a kid, I was like, "That's racist." I was like, they didn't even try to hide how racist that shit was.
Yeah, because they used to kill me with that was that the slop drop and all that nastiness. I don't know. That dude is not dumping that shit on me. I don't give a fuck how much y'all paying me. Like that shit is gross.
I remember Ahmed Johnson's slop story. It was one Raw where Sonny got slopped, and Ahmed said like all the boys in the locker room had all peed in it. So
get out of here! I never heard about that.
Yeah, because none of them liked Sonny. She was a hoe. So yeah, they all peed.
What? They all peed in I didn't know they did that. What? You think it's because they didn't like how they was doing, like they didn't like how she was doing Candido?
You can find a clip on YouTube. It used to be on YouTube, but I can't find it. Remember when they used to do the Slammies before WrestleMania? Remember it was
yeah, of course, yeah, TV? Oh yeah.
There's this clip, and I'm not making this up, and I can't. It used to be on YouTube, and I can't find it. It was like '97, where like I think they were giving a Slammy for like most attractive superstar, and like it was Shawn won, and then Triple H accepted it, and it was like I think Sonny was the presenter, but then Triple H took the Slammy from Sonny, and he said something like, "I heard the only thing you're good at is taking it, and from what I hear, you're not even good at that." And he just took
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he just took the Slammy from her. So yeah, no one
likes
and fucking Sabu said that Sonny was in the back of the ECW locker room, giving wrestlers blowjobs for some coke. So
I believe it. There's many stories you hear about Sonny when it can come to her coke. What she would do for that shit. Definitely heard stories about that. She right there, man, like in ECW, she was just embarrassing Candido, man.
Yeah.
Like, man, I really think Candido just died of a broken heart fucking with that lame ass bitch.
Probably.
People can say it was his injury that caught up some. I think it was more than that. He was worried about that bitch so fucking much. The shit, it affected his heart. It is possible to die from a broken heart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's possible. That's definitely a thing.
Sure. Yeah. What's his name? The guy from Penn State,
Oh, I know who you're
the
talking
coach.
about. He's talking about. Yeah.
I forgot his fucking name.
But switch up topics real quick. So yeah, man, like this dude Kevin Owens, man, he's just firing on all cylinders. Be like, and you notice it's like he's teasing another match between this dude, him and Roman Reigns, because he keeps talking about he almost beat him at that what was that, the Royal Rumble, the last time they fought from last
Well,
year.
they said him something because all the between him, Rollins, and I forgot who else, but between him and Rollins, they're both saying that they have a legitimate gripe with like going after Roman for the title. And the only thing with Rollins
Which
is
they
that
do.
he's getting like, but the thing with Rollins is that Riddle keeps coming out and interfering with his gripe with Roman, and with Kevin Owens, he just keeps fighting Theory or somebody else every week. So it's a matter of
I
time. I think
think
they're setting something up like a fatal four way or for a pay per view, or maybe like be Madcap Moss, Rollins, Kevin Owens, and I don't
this
know
dude here.
somebody else.
Madcap Moss not even on TV.
He about to come back. Joke, 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 joke.
Yeah, he's gonna come back in the Royal Rumble and get eliminated. And I like Madcap Moss. I do hope they do something with him. I thought when he had won the 24/7 belt from this dude All Truth, I thought they was gonna do something with him, like basically bring some legitimacy to that title. I don't know why, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, fucking Kevin Owens, man, they gotta do something with him because he's basically lighting up a Monday Night Raw. Um, you know what I think they might do? I think they might have this dude because this dude Kevin Owens did mention if he was in the Money in the Bank, he would have won the briefcase instead of him. I think they might have that Mr. Kennedy Edge rivalry where this dude basically where Edge took the briefcase from this dude.
I tell you what, what they should do
But
with Theory.
that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. They're not gonna take the briefcase off of Theory. I'll be shocked if they give
Nah,
it to
you know what they
Kevin
should.
Owens.
If you know what they should do with Theory, have Theory win a mid card title, whether it be Intercontinental or U.S. title, and hold that, and then randomly cash in with the title and win both the Universal and still carry whatever
Well,
mid
if that
card
was the
title you
case,
had.
they wouldn't have had him lose to Lashley. If that was the case,
Nah, but he's gonna. Well, that's what I'm saying. They can start making him give him a few more wins, and then throw him in there for a title match for one of the mid card, and then beat them for that title. It gives people the impression who's gonna cash in while he has the title. He's got to hold on to mid card, so he has a whole year, right? So he'll probably hold on to that for a while, but then he'll just cash in and still win the title. Throw people off. There you go.
hmm.
Can't
I
get the
know he
fans on
does
board.
need to start winning because him constantly losing like this, it doesn't make no sense. Like the dude is fucking good.
Well, yeah, to your point, like if you have him win these few matches and then you go and fight the mid card title and then wins that title, then that gives him credibility when he becomes Universal Champion to then look like, okay, well he's beating these guys. I'm pretty sure with the Universal title now he can beat these guys. Whoever's vying for the main title. So it just depends on how he's gonna lose both those titles is the question. Well, like how he's gonna have to give up one of them eventually.
Of
Either the
course.
Universal, either the
And I
Universal
think
or the.
I think they shot themselves in the foot with that shit at the Clash of the Castle, because they should have let Drew win one of those belts.
Aha! I got it. I know the perfect way that you do that. So what you would do is eventually you'll have him defend both the mid card title and the main title in the same night, but he'll lose the mid card title, but he'll regain the main title because he'll have some bodyguard that comes out of nowhere and makes a debut. That's how you do it.
What do you think of that, Tove?
No, he sucks. Fuck him.
Oh man, shit. But yeah, man. This dude Dexter Loomis, man. We I think these dudes is going with that story with this dude Loomis and the Miz, like,
That shit
and
funny.
then you see him having that drawing with the Miz and his family. Like, shots go out to Dexter Loomis. If he drew that shit, damn, this dude is a hell of an artist. Like, he don't even need to wrestle if he don't want to. He could just draw portraits and shit.
He's a man of multiple talents.
Yeah, like that was a hell of a fucking drawing. If he knows how to draw like that, shit. I might need him to draw me a few logos here and there. Update my Silverback and Rap logo or something.
I like the Dexter Loomis thing, like the whole storyline of him just popping out of nowhere. Because I have a lot of people on TikTok, like when they're showing it on TikTok, Raw and SmackDown. Whenever Dexter Loomis is on it, I'd be like, "Yo, plot twist! Dexter Loomis is the curtain, or Dexter Loomis is the chair that Miz is sitting on, or Loomis is the cameraman or whatever."
Yeah, it's like that. Like, he's just popping up everywhere. And how is he even doing this? How this dude's getting into the venue? How was this dude getting into the Miz's house? Like, it's like you got to look at this stuff, right? It's like it's starting to look like somewhat of an inside job if you think of it.
And he's got that look too, like that funny ass look when he's just staring.
Yeah, and he doesn't say nothing. And it's like, how is he getting access to the Miz, getting access to the Miz in his rental car, getting access to inside the arena, getting access to his house.
See, I like how we have to question this, but for Undertaker, it was because he had powers.
Yeah. He was crazy.
But like, yeah, that's crazy how he can like go around and like be in the window one minute and then be in the house without a single sound being made. That's crazy. I don't know how he's doing that.
That dude was a ninja.
Or when he was a security guard the other week.
Yeah.
He's a ninja.
That's right. Shoot.
Imagine that was your neighbor.
Remember when that dude was in when he was in Impact? Wasn't he? Yeah, he was in Impact, wasn't he?
Yep, he was.
Yeah, he was in Impact. As a matter of fact, he was in Gut Check. Was it Gut Check or Friday Night Fight, some shit like that? I used to like that shit. Fight Night, I think it was. Remember when Impact used to do that shit, Tove?
Yeah, we can do that on Friday. Remember, I wanted to go off on like how good TNA used to be before Hogan and Bischoff fucked it up, but I'm kind of tired now, so we can do that next show.
Wait, what did Bischoff and who fuck up?
Hogan and
Impact.
Hogan and Bischoff.
Oh yeah, Impact. Yeah.
Man, you already know the beginning of the end. Literally was as soon as they showed up when they got rid of the 6 sides. People hated that. Yep. They got booed out the building right off the kick.
Sometimes I have like random thoughts, like what if thoughts. I feel like one big what if would be, what if all the BTE, Bullet Club, New Japan stuff, what if all that happened in TNA instead? Makes you wonder. We'll never know though, because Hogan and Bischoff fucked it up.
And like, if not most of them, all of them came through Impact, because of course the Bucks was there. There was Generation Me and shit. They didn't even have Shinsuke Nakamura there. Yeah, they had Shinsuke Nakamura in Impact. They had a few motherfuckers that went through Impact that went to Japan.
You didn't like the 6-sided ring?
Yeah, Okada was there.
Yeah, I liked it.
Sonata was there. Tanahashi was there. Yeah.
I mean,
especially when he's into the World Cup.
But I still like the 4-sided ring better.
But that was Impact's identity.
Mhm.
When they did that, they lost their identity.
I
And
think the
people
thing that
hate.
they did, the thing that TNA did that like nobody else has done was like those early like Ultimate X matches. Like those are fucking lit. Those are cool.
Oh hell
Certain
yeah!
spots that they would do.
With your boy, what's his name again? Matt
That's
Bentley. Oh god, that dude sucked.
Matt Bailey.
He tried to get fame off of Shawn Michaels. Remember, these are always mention. Oh, that's Shawn Michaels' cousin. That's Shawn Michaels' cousin. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Then he came out with Tracy Brooks. Like, oh god, my dude, this shit ain't gonna work. We can see you sucking in your gut.
I've always said this, and I'll still say it to this day. TNA, Impact, whatever you want to call them, they're the only company in America that actually gives a fuck about women's wrestling and doesn't gaslight you about it. So I'll give
Oh,
them that.
yeah, I agree. Definitely agree.
Yeah.
They definitely kept even to this day they got a real good women's roster.
Yeah. They were doing good women's wrestling before it was a trend on social media, and they were trying to build a division, and they weren't gaslighting you about it on social media or with their commercials and stuff like that. So I will always give that to them. And they also have the best track record of turning nobodies into somebodies.
Right, right.
Like Deanna Perrazzo, she was in NXT and they didn't do shit with her. It was really until she was always good. They just didn't use her. And then she
Right.
missed the impact, and then she becomes the virtuosa. And it's like, what the fuck? How did you fuck that up? Like, they got the tag teams right. They got the men's wrestlers right. And I don't know, man. It's just like Triple H, like, listen, like, he's definitely there in events, but like this narrative that like he's perfect and he doesn't, drop the ball, like that's false. He's made plenty of mistakes too. And then even though Tay Conti, even though she's with Sammy now, she was in NXT and she was good, and they weren't using her either. As a matter of fact, they did like this drop story, you might remember, where like they were teasing she might join the Undisputed Era, and then it went nowhere, and they just fired her, and it was dumb. It was like,
Yeah, I
why'd you even
remember
have
that.
her? Yeah, it was like, why'd you even have her? If you even going to use her? So that's actually one of Triple H's weaknesses. It's one of those big things. People say, "Oh, what about the Four Horsewomen?" What about Sasha and Charlotte and all them? That's not Triple H. That was Regal and Dusty. Dusty was the one that
Mm.
trained them. Dusty was the one that got this Four Horsewomen ready, and Regal was the one that helped them with their promos. Triple H didn't do anything. All he did was he just booked them. He didn't help cultivate those stars. And like if you look at the NXT Women's Division when it was Black and Gold, like when you take away the Four Horsewomen, look at all the girls they had. Asuka, she's from Japan. That wasn't Triple H. Io Shirai, Japan. Shayna Baszler, she was an MMA fighter.
But
Like
bringing them
Triple
over
H.
is Triple H.
Who?
Like getting them to come over is Triple H. Like talking to them and negotiating.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just simply saying that Triple H never created any of these chicks, So it's just a false narrative. Like yeah,
Like gave
Triple
them
H
a platform.
ultimately signed them and he gave them the platform. But what I'm trying to say is that if you go back and look at Black and Gold, he didn't really market or create like any new woman stars or any new tag teams. All he really did was he just signed people that were already over from other places. So I'll give you the male wrestlers. He did his job there, but he's an unproven commodity there is all I'm trying to say.
Mm. I never really thought about it like that. Like I'm gonna have to do some homework, do my due diligence on that. Like see if Triple H actually created any women wrestlers. I gotta really think about that one right there. I gotta do my due diligence on that.
I mean, they tried. It's just the few ones that they did just didn't work out. Like they tried Emma, didn't work out. They tried what's her name? They never really gave her a chance. They never gave Summer Rae a chance. She was all right. Um,
Who?
Summer
Summer
Rae.
Rae, remember? Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Summer
awesome.
Rae?
The thing
Yeah, she
about
was pretty
Summer
good.
Rae, the thing about Summer Rae is that she was the one that created the boss, Sasha Banks, because Sasha was just some generic chick. She was the one that sort of helped the transformation
Yeah.
into the boss, and like she never really
Really?
gets credit for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How
There's
did she
old
do
NXT.
that?
because it was a feud like in the very beginning. This was before NXT was cool. She was in a feud with Summer Rae, and then Summer Rae beat her. Because Sasha was just generic. She was just generic. She was a jobber. That's what she was. And they did like a little segment where she was looking at herself in the mirror. Sasha was, and then Summer was like, "Sasha, you have to ask yourself a question. Why are you here? Are you here to make friends or are you here to make money?" And Summer was like, "I have plenty of friends. I'm here to make money." And then Sasha disappeared. And then after she disappeared, you started seeing vignettes about but the boss, and she changed her hair color. She started wearing sunglasses, and she had more swag. Like that was all Summer. Like that,
Hmm.
Summer did all that. Just like Scott Hall gave Sting the idea for the Crow, like Summer gave Sasha the idea for the boss. Like she never gets any credit for it at all. Like nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah, she just got completely just swept over. But anyway, they tried. They tried to make some other girls. It's just most of the time like it didn't work. Carmella didn't work. Alexa Bliss, I mean, you can count her, but she wasn't really doing anything. Alexa Bliss was in the minority of people that was like, there are like a few like people
No,
that
I
were
love Alexa
actually,
Bliss.
there were some NXT people who, for whatever reason, were like more successful in the main roster than they were on NXT, and Alexa Bliss is one of them. Elias, he's another one. Elias, nobody cared about him on NXT, but on the main roster, like they took to him a lot better. Baron Corbin.
And then they
Baron,
they just basically overran his gimmick to the ground. Like when it
yeah,
worked
pretty
once, they
much.
just kept doing it over and over and over and over. Typical
Right.
Vince McMahon fashion.
Baron Corbin's another one. I won't say necessarily he was a flop on
Nah.
NXT, but he wasn't. I think the hope was that they wanted him to be like the top guy. It just didn't work out.
Elias
But
is still over.
isn't he
Who?
gone?
No, what it is that even though his younger brother is in the hospital, so Elias is gonna come back, and at the right time when he has, because you can't just throw him out there right now. He has to find the right opportunity.
I can't with this dude. Did he just say his younger brother's in the hospital? You deserve that one. You getting out of control. His younger brother's in the fucking hospital.
Ezekiel, you know, he's in the hospital, and then Elias is gonna come back, and that whole thing that he used to do back in the day
Here
with
go my boy Scotty. Scotty.
Hey, Art, just pick up your phone and watch the Judgment Day.
Yeah, man. As I was saying a
Oh,
little
you thought I
earlier,
was gonna say something else, huh?
and you ass is about to be kicked the fuck up out of here. But what's good though, Scott? How you feeling?
None. I'm just laughing at a little bit of the Latino heat.
Yeah, man. Like I was just saying not too long ago. Like, yeah, the name is still stupid, but I'm a little interested, a little more interested in the whole Judgment Day storyline, and then given the fact that it's like they took out Edge, so that makes him look a little more stronger. And that's the other thing now. It's like Rey Mysterio's by himself. Like, who's gonna
Mm-hmm.
help Ray through this whole thing? Who's gonna help him out against Judgment Day? He's completely
it should
outnumbered.
it should be a first blood match between Dominic and Ray.
I'm all for it. Hopefully, Ray could get him over.
My problem is this: they don't know what they're gonna do with Edge. They teased us with the Brood, which is my favorite, and then they change it, and I think he needs to be a Brood character.
Because Christian is in AEW and Gangrel
We
is
don't
fat
need
and
him.
old.
the problem with Edge was that his whole thing flopped. When he came back, and I've already given my opinion about Edge. Christian's better, but that's another story. The problem with Edge, the problem with Edge was that his whole gimmick was basically like, I'm here to win back the title I never lost, because he was world heavyweight champion and he was forced to retire. Okay, cool. So you were
It's
champion and you were never pinned. So
it's
his whole thing
what?
worked when he was
Oh,
feuding with Roman, because Roman was he was the champion on SmackDown. Edge was always a SmackDown guy. That's fair. So it made sense for him to go after Roman's Universal title. So when he lost,
uh,
that was it. So I don't really care about anything else he does. Like, you don't really have a reason to be here, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
he got
I was gonna make that. Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna make that point that damn, who lives in a fucking mansion or a
Where it
cellar?
sounded like this dude Scott just came from the $1 million man's
Fucking
safe.
sound like he just closed a cemetery or something on a mansion.
Cristal
But
in the
Oh yeah,
anyway,
mansion.
I think the thing is fans are not ready for Edge to retire. They won't accept it.
Bro,
And I don't think anybody thought Roman Reigns heel was gonna be this damn good. People was
well,
waiting for it to fail.
he got his body stacked up with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. That's hard to recover. Like it ain't gonna be against Roman. You're not gonna win the title off of Roman because you were one
Well,
of the
that's
people
how
that was
that's
stacked up.
well, that's how it's supposed to be.
He
I'm
got
sorry.
smashed.
Yeah, he got smashed. Roman Reigns is supposed to smash you. He's supposed to beat
Yeah.
you down, whip your ass. Got brothers crying, talk about you gotta lose.
the Brute theme song was more over than that.
I ain't gonna lie. Jimmy Uso's trying to cry fake was terrible. That one of the worst
The
acting now.
Brute.
The Brood theme song was more over than
The Brute theme is on Mount Rushmore wrestling themes of all time.
Hell yeah.
Not the
Who
Mount
did
Rushmore. No.
I'll tell you
number?
exactly. I'll tell you
Jim
exactly
Johnson?
when I lost hope. When I lost hope in WWE, I'll never forget this. It was a couple of years ago. It was like a Halloween episode of Raw or something like that. I don't know what year this was. This was before AEW was a thing. So this had to have been maybe 2016, 2017, something like that. The New Day came out, and they came out dressed as the Brood. I think Kofi was Edge, Xavier was Christian, and Big E was Gangrel, and they did the fire entrance and everything, and the crowd was fucking crickets. They did not react at all because they didn't know who the Brood was, and I was like, how the fuck do you not know who the? That was when I lost hope in WWE. I was like, this shit's never going to be lit in WWE ever.
Word. I don't remember that though. When did that happen?
Now you look at the
That's
fans.
the fans.
Yeah, if you look at the fans now, the ones that are on TV, they were like 2 years old or wasn't even born or still a fucking sperm swimming in somebody's ovaries. Like,
Yo, Scott, somebody asked if you just came from doing hard time with the big boss man.
oh man, you know, I had to get, I just got my yard work and got my commissary right now. I didn't get no conjugal visit.
My
though.
boy boss man. I don't care what nobody said. He should have beat the Big Show for the strap.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been believable, and he lost his move set. Now, if he was still moving like when he was Big Bubba, then yeah, give him the title.
Oh God, Big Bubba. You know that was actually his name at first, right?
Yeah, you didn't like Big Bubba Rogers?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was introduced to Big Boss Man first. I didn't know his first gimmick was Big Bubba, Big Bubba Rogers.
You didn't know about the AEW, the AWA and the NWA territory, and the.
I was introduced to Big Bubba Rogers. To me, he'll always be the dude that looks like a background character off in the Heat of the Night. That's what he looks like.
Yeah, he looked like he's one of the Blues Brothers at the time.
Now, what you think about Mr. Hughes?
Well, that's yeah. He's from out here. You know, he's from out here, Kansas City.
Mr. Hughes, that's a big motherfucker.
He lost a lot of weight. Is he still alive? Right? He's still alive, right?
He's still alive and kicking.
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight.
What I was about to say. Yeah, I meant to say this 2 weeks ago. Did y'all hear that bullshit that Tony Khan had the audacity to say that he compares himself to Jim Crockett?
He was that good shipment that day.
No, he said he had more money than Jim Crockett, which is not saying much because everybody did.
Yeah, but get the fuck out of here.
I got more money than Jim Crockett.
Jim Crockett, I mean, Jim Crockett would destroy him when it comes to promoting the show.
No,
And stop
I don't think
and
so.
stop toying with your daddy's money. How dare you disrespect Jim Crockett? Jim
He
Crockett
said he
gave
had
us
more money than Jim Crockett. That's all he said.
no. He said he feels like he's Jim Crockett right now. Bitch, shut your ass up. You
Well,
ain't
how
got
is he
no
not
real
Jim
youth.
Crockett? He's the one that's doing all the
He is a
promotions for all the other
promoter.
companies.
No, he ain't no promoter. He's a damn fanboy. He thinks
There's
he's a
no other
promoter.
company. There's no other company that you can watch that's going to have NWA,
You
Impact,
mean
Ring of
Jimmy
Honor, New
Cricket?
Japan. There's no other companies doing that. If that's not
Tony
Jim
Khan,
Crockett, you know it
Tony
is.
Khan trying to do his best Jimmy Tough Nuts.
Hey, well, let me know
Oh
when
man.
WWE has like 5 different companies on one show.
Oh, did y'all hear about NXT? They brought back the black and gold
Yeah, we
logo.
were talking about that earlier in the show. Yeah.
Now can we
Yeah,
get rid? Now can we get rid
we
of
was
these
saying
prima
was
donna
that
wrestlers like Pretty Deadly? Get them the fuck off my TV. That gimmick is not working.
Oh, they won the belts back from the Creed brothers, right? Something like that.
No, they were already the champions.
Oh, it was like a unification match, so to speak, because of the
No,
Worlds
actually,
Collide.
they were defending the title against the Creed brothers, but who watches NXT?
I actually
They're
like the
great.
Creed brothers though. They still green, but I'm
They just
telling you,
need
like they need to like when they put some more weight on them. You know what I'm saying? Bulk up a little more. Just have them put them on the main roster after that. Have them like Brock Lesnar's sons, like how they did Jason Jordan as Kurt Angle's son.
they they need to bring Von Wagner up to SmackDown so he could finish his rivalry with Solo.
That's not
no
gonna happen
nobody
right now.
nobody care about that charisma vacuum.
Who Von Wagner? Yeah, it's Von Wagner should have been popping by now. It's just not working.
He ain't been
That's
on
another thing
TV.
too. That's another thing too, because there's I appreciate the fact that Vince is gone, but just because Vince is gone doesn't mean that they don't need to be more honest. And some of these wrestlers are not getting over, like that Aaliyah chick. She sucks. Get rid of her. Von Wagner sucks.
Oh
Get rid of her.
God,
I don't
that
That's
think
why they
Von
bitch,
took.
yeah,
Wagner's
she
That's why
needs
they
to
took the
go.
titles off
She
her.
like
Von
from before
Wagner's a
I was
super
saying that
athlete.
maybe they're not giving her a chance, but you was definitely right. So she
She's
gotta go.
terrible. She's
Yeah.
terrible.
That's why they gave her the titles so then she can lose it and then go somewhere because they wanted to like give her
No,
one
what
last
they
thing
what
before
they
They
she
shouldn't
do.
have
left.
won the belts in the first
No,
place. They shouldn't have won them in the
what they're
first
doing.
place.
This is what they're doing. They're doing the same thing TNA did with Matt Morgan. A lot of wrestling companies have done this. The hope is if we keep putting them on TV and if we keep giving them opportunities, it'll just work out and something will happen. But it's like if they're not good, they're not good. It doesn't matter how many times you put them on TV. They're just not good. If they're not good, cut bait and get rid of them. So I'm
Right.
happy. I'm happy Vince is gone. So since Vince is gone, you won't get
I'm
all
not
these
happy.
mass release bullshit. But if someone's not cutting the cheese, then just get rid of them. Cut them.
Hey, ain't it a shame that Baron Corbin can't grow his hair no more?
Actually,
Who?
today's his birthday.
Who?
Baron
Baron
Corbin.
Corbin. Today's his birthday.
Oh, Baron Corbin. Yeah,
He's not
I
a
like
bum.
Happy
He has
Corbin.
terrible gimmicks. That's all. That
No, he
Happy
has
Corbin
great
was
gimmicks.
good.
Happy Corbin was awesome, and Sad Corbin. And then
Nah,
what's
Sad Corbin was money, and they just didn't want to follow through with it. They had something good with Bummy Corbin. They
because
really
like the
had
thing is,
something.
I honestly believe if he was Sad Corbin and then won that, I forgot what match it was, but they were teasing like a dramatic push for him, and then if he had won like that instead of getting lucky at the casino, that would have been much more better. That would have been a bigger payoff.
No, see the thing is, what happened to back in the days when you was the world champion? They treated you like the world champion. Like they said, you made more money. When you was the world champion, we really thought these wrestlers got like an extra pay raise. So instead of them making 75,000 a year, they started making 300,000. Now we see that the contracts is set. That's you know what the internet has killed wrestling in a way that it's like
Yeah,
damn.
I would
because
say
the
that
internet.
yeah. I would say the internet definitely took a part in killing like the mystique of wrestling. but also it taught these motherfuckers how to step their game up too.
No, people are bugging. The internet. I've been saying that for years. Internet ruined wrestling. The only thing that was able to stop the internet is Undertaker. Now he's gone. Internet ruined kayfabe.
It's not just the internet too. It's not just kayfabe being dead. It's the fact that a lot of wrestling companies embrace kayfabe being dead. Like we all know kayfabe is dead, but when you embrace it and you advertise it, that's when it's just like, what the fuck? Like for me, the first time WWE did something that made me go like, okay, like the other week, right? When we were talking about the media scrum stuff, Snuggles, you went off on those interviewers that asked Tony Khan about hey, did you consider calling an audible during the acclaimed Keith Lee Swerve match, right?
Oh yeah, that was a horrible question. Right.
Yeah.
Word.
Well, WWE did something similar a couple of years ago. The thing that they did, I don't know if you remember this, when Sasha Banks and Bayley, they had their match at TakeOver Brooklyn, the match that people still talk about to this day, right? And then Sasha went on to the main roster. When she won her first ever women's title, Sasha Skyped Bayley, and they were talking, and they were crying, and they were emotional. But then, like WWE's YouTube channel, they posted the clip on YouTube.
Scott, man, mute up or something. It's mad windy out there.
Yeah, he went from closing a jail cell to skydiving.
Yeah, the WWE posted the clip of Sasha and Bayley talking on YouTube, and they were crying. And at the time, I was like, wait a minute. Aren't they supposed to be, like, blood feud enemies? And here they are crying. Like, it just completely just killed. It's just, this is YouTube.
Not really, because Sasha Banks and Bayley was crying with each other in NXT Brooklyn, too.
Well, there you go.
I mean, not NXT Brooklyn. NXT Respect. So, they like each other. That's just
same thing with Bianca and Sasha. But I just think the internet really, really, truly took away the kayfabe, and they now every week they're telling people hey, this is the what's going to happen tonight on Raw, as opposed to waiting for the anticipation of what's going to happen.
And them writers need to shut the hell up.
And that's why I'm not there's a time and there's a place. That's why I'm not really that a part of me is mad, but the other part of me isn't mad. When Punk went off at that media scrum, that's one of the things he was going off on. He was going off on the media, and he's 1,000% right. But there's a time and there's a place for it. You do that. You don't do that at a media scrum, because when you do it at a media scrum, you take away from the pay-per-view and everything else that happened. But when Punk went off on wrestling media, he was not wrong. Everything he said was right in that regard. But,
Yeah, but they expect the champion to act like a champion.
That's what I mean. There's a place for it. There's a time and place. Now, it wasn't the time.
Does it suck that you got to be a company guy when you become the champion? Yes. But
they know that he knows that's what comes with the territory, though. That's why some people don't want to be champion, because they don't want to be that, the face of the company,
right?
What may have you.
Rick Rude.
They just want to do their job and go home.
Would have been the greatest heel champion in the 90s.
That's one of the reasons why guys like Scott Hall and Mr. Perfect and guys like that, they may not have wanted that responsibility. They may just been content, just chilling.
Well, Scott Hall wanted to be champion, but he loved them Percocets. As Sean, you dead yet? No. All right, take these. What? They over here taking painkillers and Xanax bars. Honestly, I wondered, was it Shawn Michaels that influenced Razor Ramon to do it? I think Shawn Michaels really did influence some people to do some fuck.
He was doing them too.
I don't know. The clique altogether, they was just toxic as fuck. It wasn't
the only one that was living a clean lifestyle. The only one that was living a clean lifestyle was Triple H.
Was Triple H? Yeah, he was their designated driver.
Well, Kevin Nash was clean.
He had a mindset.
No, he was not.
No, Nash was not clean, but he could still keep himself together though. Like he wouldn't have been drunk.
Yeah, he was like the most mature, like more mature out of the rest of them. Yeah.
Because the only thing that kept him sober was the money. Every time he talked about it was good money. I heard money. I'm sober.
Yeah, that's one thing about Nash. She ain't gonna fuck up the bag.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think he took drugs, but I know he drunk a lot.
Yeah, he was into. Nash was into wine. Like he's into wine a lot now. You can't find an interview with him without him drinking wine now. But yeah, he was really into just drinking all kinds of alcohol. But he would never get to the point where like he would be. Nash would never get to the point where like he would show up and be like, okay, we got to do something. He was like Rodman. Nash was the Dennis Rodman of wrestling. Like he had a lifestyle, but when it came time to make money, like you could rely on him.
Hey, I'm looking at like
this. He tore his quad.
That's a unique comparison.
If you can break your dick 3 times and still be fucking, no one should tell you otherwise.
My man Nash would get the bag and then tear his quad.
That's the only way he fucked up the bag with the quad. Like this dude stayed blowing
he gets
his
the
quad.
Money. Yeah, and then the quad happens, and he can go chill with the money. And then after he's done with that money, he go and get some more, and then he tears his quad again.
I know, and bang Dixie Carter in the middle. Yeah.
Quad tearer.
Quad tearer. And then they had the nerve to put him in a ladder match with Triple H, knowing damn well his quad is made of glass.
Did you see? Go back to WrestleMania when DX interfered with NWO or whatever. Like you see when I forgot who knocked him down to the floor, but when he got knocked down to the floor, he grabbed his quad. I was like, "Oh, there it is! He got the bag."
He always grabbed his damn quad. I remember when the irate, he grabbed his quad.
Yeah, he got hit in the head.
Don't forget Sting hit him with a baseball bat.
I always remember Scotty tried to put Billy in the Razor's Edge, and then Billy gave him the back body drop. And I was like, "Oh wow, he took a bump." So, it's Scotty.
Oh man,
Nash is a.
Here's a question: do you believe X-Pac should have been a world champion?
No.
Hell
unless he.
In backyard wrestling, probably. And don't get me wrong, I used to fuck with X-Pac. Hey, that was my guy.
I think
he could have been made champion for ECW.
I think X-Pac
for ECW maybe.
Before
maybe an ECW. Yeah, probably.
ECW or AEW,
If you pushed it really hard, if you pushed it hard, he could have been like the Intercontinental champ, but not a world champ.
All right.
No.
Here's another question. Do you believe that if Brian Pillman never died, WrestleMania 15 would have been Steve Austin versus Brian Pillman instead of Steve Austin versus The Rock?
Oh yeah, definitely. No, they would have had a match. I don't know about WrestleMania though.
Yeah, it would not have been at WrestleMania. Pillman and Austin.
Rock and Austin is gold.
Yeah, Rock Austin would have drew more. So remember, buy rates were very important back then. But Austin Pillman would have happened. That would have been like an after Mania feud. Like I was about to say Backlash, but Backlash didn't exist then.
Backlash.
All right. That would have been like In Your House or something.
How long do you think Brian Pillman would have been champion for? 30 days? 60 days?
I don't know. I don't know if he would have taken that. A part of me feels like.
Comment.
Probably overthinking situations the minute.
His phone vibrates whenever the direct deposit hits, so he grabs his quad.
I'm unsure on Pillman because his leg he couldn't work like he used to. So I don't know if Vince would have put the belt on someone that, had the leg issues. But at the same time, they played hot potato with the belt a lot. Like, especially like 98, 99. Like, people, remember when Kane beat Austin, then Kane dropped it back like the very next day.
Yeah, the very next day, yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. The Rock was so good of a wrestler, he never really needed the title because his title reigns were trash.
Yeah, he He was
Yeah,
a transitional champion. Yeah.
Every single one of his runs was transitional. Every single one of them. I think the
longest run he had was damn, when he
They had to
lost the
make it a
belt in the
7
triple
time.
threat match. No, matter of fact, not even then.
Actually,
Yeah,
the
matter of fact, it
undisputed
was that
title
time.
was his longest run. His
How
undisputed
you
title
think-
was his longest run.
How you think Ric Flair got 16?
Yeah, I said what?
How do you think Ric Flair got 16? They had to give Rock at least a few more title runs to make him legendary.
You know what? You definitely have a point because Flair, he did have some lengthy reigns, but for the most part, well, not the most part, but he did have some transitional runs.
I think that's the difference between wrestling now and then. Back then, the guy made the belt, but now it's like the belt makes the guy.
Yeah, I'm the champ, so I run the company. But it's like, give me that fucking belt. I'm gonna show you why. I have the belt now, so that means I'm gonna kick your ass and show you why I'm the champion.
You know what? They should go back to the whole NWA style of interviews, like they did in WCW, where they had.
I still watch NWA now. Like I like NWA. You know, I like NWA Power. And go ahead.
I like the Impact. No, I like the Impact's way too. Like how they would always have like the guy backstage peeking through like the crack in the fucking door. But like, at some point, I was like, how many fucking wrestlers' doors are cracked open that much? You know, like, where is this cameraman just peeking at? Like, how come we get this amazing footage and they think they're alone?
You know what I thought you was gonna say, Scott? Like, basically, like how NWA be booking their champions. You know, like with their lengthy reigns. Like for instance, this dude Magnus. How long he had that belt until he finally lost it? He had it for like what 5 years or some shit like that.
Magnus.
Yeah, he had
Magnus. Are you talking about Magnus or are you talking about Atlas?
Oh, Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis, yeah. Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis, there you go.
He had it for a while, and he agreed to do a transitional run where he would drop the title to Cody, which is like a feel-good story. Then he won the title right back.
Then he had
that sucks.
Then he had it after he beat Cody, and that was 2019, I believe, before AEW started. And then he dropped it to Trevor Murdoch last year.
So Trevor Murdoch beat Magnus.
Yeah,
I thought he beat someone.
I remember that.
So he was champion. So he was champion for the rest of 2019, all of 2020, and half of 2021. So he had that was a pretty decent run.
Fucking Rock and Roll Express was there too. I think
they're Canadian destroyers and shit.
To answer your question, Scott, if Brian never died, because let's see, well, that's hard to say because Pillman was, he was close to Brett. So after the screw job, he probably would have dipped and went back to WCW. But in a perfect world, let's say Pillman didn't die and say he stays even after the screw job, then I think Pillman and Austin would have had a feud for the belt probably during the summer of '98, like June, July. Because if you remember, that was when they did Highway to Hell. That was Madison Square Garden. That was Austin Taker '98. So you probably would have gotten Austin, because Austin's first feud after he won the belt was against Dude Love, which was always random as fuck, by the way. I always thought that's like a random tidbit fact, but you probably would have gotten Austin and Pillman in like spring, summer, somewhere between April, May, and June of '98. Probably.
I got a chance to see Mick Foley in person as the champion, and then that title was beautiful. It was shining.
Yeah, the wing. Yeah, everybody loves the wing eagle belt.
Are you talking about the Attitude Era Wing Eagle?
Yeah, and the house shows were so funny.
Mm-hmm.
House shows are hilarious.
He didn't have the belt that many times either. I think he only had it like 3 times. They were all short.
I was there. I was at Madison Square Garden for his second title run.
Mm-hmm.
And that
you remember when this dude when this dude Mankind beat Sting and TNA for the heavyweight belt? I'm like, TNA, what the fuck are y'all doing? What is this?
TNA. That was Hogan and Bischoff, right? Yeah, we gonna cook on that on Friday. Fuck Hogan and Bischoff.
But you know what? for all the shit that we make fun about TNA, they fucking nailed it with Bully Ray and Aces and Eights.
Hell yeah.
And Kurt Angle. Perk Angle.
Hell yeah. Perk Angle was on God mode.
I've said this.
Aces and Eights.
Yeah.
I screw you. What he took? He said he screwed Beth Hogan. He played
Beth Hogan.
Yeah.
Brooke.
Because
Brooke. That was
Brooke.
Yeah.
Brooke Hogan. Brooke Hogan, ugly. Woo, shit.
What? You bugging?
I think.
Wow. This dude
I think what
tastes something
TNA
else.
did. I think what TNA did.
You think Brooke Hogan don't look ugly? Snugs.
Brooke Hogan.
His daughter.
Yes.
Hulk Hogan.
She looks just like Hulk Hogan.
She does though.
Yo, that's like you saying if Forrest Whitaker had a daughter. The Lex Samurai.
Oh God.
Nah.
Yeah, I think. I think what TNA did for Bully. I think that's what AEW's done for Mox. And I'm not really that big of a Mox guy, but I'll give him credit where credit is due.
Shit, Mox is nearly invincible in AEW.
And you know what?
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Because in TNA, he had a completely different career. Because, like, people don't... Because, obviously Bubba Ray and Bully are the same person. But, like, Bully and Bubba are, like, two different characters. Yeah, he did. Yeah. And Vince said no.
Yeah, I heard about that. But Vince wanted the Dudley Boys to stay together.
I think AEW has done more for Mox than WWE ever did. I don't even remember Dean Ambrose anymore. So that's why I say
Dean looked retarded in WWE. He was all skinny. He didn't have no beard. I was like, I can't take him serious. But then when he came to AEW, he bulked up. He gained a little weight. He was starting to gain a little weight.
He lost weight actually. He lost a little weight when he became the president of Aces and Eights. Yeah. He lost weight.
No. I'm talking about Moxley.
Oh, Mox. Okay, my bad.
He was
because remember he stopped drinking and shit. When you go cold turkey, like all that shit, all that shit is like water weight that just comes off your body.
You know what?
So
part of me,
he dropped all that weight because of that.
I still can't stand his wife, Renee Young. Couldn't stand her.
Why? What?
Because she didn't know how to keep her bias. She didn't know how to be professional.
Yeah.
And it's just she was so biased. Like when The Miz was doing his thing, she always had to interrupt him, and he put her in her place. Like, shut the fuck up! I don't need you. I'm talking to Daniel Bryan here. Thank you very much.
And she didn't even make any sense either. She said, "Oh, we're not here for that, bitch. The name of the show was Talking Smack. What do you mean we're not here for that? That's what the Miz is doing."
She was still upset after the Miz burn when he was like, "Well, you should ask your husband. You screwing."
The show didn't make sense. That was why Vince canceled it back then, and I know that pissed people off. But Talking Smack didn't make sense because it contradicted the stuff that was on TV. Like I remember this vividly. I remember the Usos. That was when they were acting all hood and street and shit on TV.
The Uso Penitentiary.
But then on Talking Smack, they're shaking hands and smiling and laughing. It's wait, what? It made no sense.
Jimmy always smiling. Come on.
No, they both were. It made no sense.
Check it out.
I didn't understand where Vince was coming
Jimmy's
from.
Profile pic right now. He's smiling. Well, all the
he say cheese.
No. I remember. I used to watch every episode of Talking Smack, and that was when Baron Corbin got drafted to SmackDown. And on SmackDown, he was cutting a promo talking about "I'm the lone wolf. This is the land of opportunity." And then on Talking Smack, when Shane talks to him, he's like, "Oh yes, sir. Thank you, sir." It's like, wait, what? It made no sense.
He's a manager.
Yes, Max ass nigga.
Do you know so many people are in character when they get around Paul Heyman? They turn into like a little kid. They just listen to everything he says. Because Paul Heyman, For him to
He's a
fuck
white
up the
man.
way he did with ECW, he's one of the smartest people in wrestling.
And to that logic, that's why.
Well, hold on before y'all continue on. Yo, Snugs, read that comment right there.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? Oh yeah, Charlotte is sexy as hell.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so since y'all brought up Heyman, I mean, it doesn't matter now because it's too late. I will continue to maintain that they dropped the ball. I mean, we all know they dropped the ball, but they dropped the ball on Big E because Big E should have cashed in on Roman, not Lashley, because the talking smack shit with Heyman, the whole thing, okay, Heyman's whole angle of Big E, because they were doing it for weeks, was what was it? It was a sit down where Big E had the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Heyman was sitting right next to him, and he said, "E, let me ask you a question. When is the last time Roman Reigns mentioned the Shield?" And then the camera just zoomed out, and Big E didn't say anything, and Heyman didn't say anything, and they just it just ended. And I was like, that's Heyman's way of basically saying that Roman got away from the Shield to become his own man. So he's telling Big E that you need to get away from the New Day to be your own guy. So with that being said, why in the fuck would he cash in on Lashley, a Raw guy, where Kofi and Xavier were on Raw? Wouldn't it make sense for him to cash in on Roman? That would make way more sense. But it was like, no, we're just gonna have him cash in on Lashley because
they didn't want that.
There you go.
Roman
That's what it's
their
all about.
Boy. Yep.
Yeah, that's what it's
Roman
all about. That's the
I would say this. And I don't give a fuck. This is what I think. I think, especially when it comes to the modern day, the Shield is the greatest faction. Really think of it. Really think of it. Because these dudes, like what Snug just said, they constantly evolved, and even Roman Reigns evolved. You know what I'm saying? This dude, Mox went somewhere else, got better.
I'm a little biased. I will say the greatest.
I think the Shield is the best thing. The Shield is the best faction going right now.
I will say the greatest faction was Evolution.
No, I'm talking about modern day. The modern day, not like Evolution. Yeah, like modern day, ain't nobody touching the Shield.
I would say modern day is probably Bullet Club out of them or the
Shield.
There's too many damn members.
That's the reason why I would say Bullet Club.
They're an organization.
Exactly. They're everywhere. They took
what made them branch off from the Elite though? What was that about?
I take the corporate over them.
The reason I say Bullet Club is because they're everywhere. Because no matter what company you watch, their influence is there. If you watch WWE, AEW, New Japan, Impact, Ring of Honor, NWA, there is some Bullet Club representation. There is some version of Bullet Club representation on every single wrestling show that's in the United States of America. They took over. I would even go as far as to say Bullet Club did what NWO failed to do, which would piss off purists. But
I think Bullet Club. So here's the thing: Bullet Club is exclusive to New Japan, and whoever is in working out with New Japan Pro Wrestling, they can branch off with the Bullet Club. That's why I kind of watch Ring of Honor, because the Bullet Club thing was pretty cool.
Especially in the mid to late 2010s, because it was AJ was the leader, then he left went to WWE, and then he became WWE champion in his first year there. And then while was happening, Adam Cole was in NXT.
Cody joined the Bullet Club, and that finally gave him his edginess.
Yeah, but every Bullet Club member individually has lost to a Shield member or got destroyed by them. Like, if you look at AJ, he fought Roman, he got destroyed. And then when Seth fought
bro, that was so fucking random.
That was random.
Yeah. What I'm saying, random. They all get destroyed by Shield.
I would say the Shield's the best modern. I would say the Shield's the best modern day faction in WWE, but that's not really saying much because modern day WWE hasn't had that many factions to begin with. That's not me being anti-WWE. I'm just being honest.
You know what? I think if the Hurt Business didn't get disbanded, they would have been better than the Shield.
Right, and that's
Hurt
really the main
business.
problem I have with Roman. The main problem I have with Roman is that there's a bunch of stuff that you could do, but it's like we're not going to do it because we want Roman to be the guy. So it's like, yeah, we could have Big E cash in, but we don't want that because we want Roman to be whatever. Yeah, we could have had Drew won, but we don't want to because we want Roman to be whatever. Yeah, we could have Cody win, but we don't want to do that because we want Roman to be whatever.
Roman's in
Yeah,
God mode. What do you want him to do?
Yeah, hurt business could be a thing, but we don't want to do that because we want Roman to be like. So it's getting to a point where like his run is hurting everybody else. Like no one else is benefiting from this. Even Triple H.
I'm
The
gonna
same thing
keep
for
it real.
Bruno Sammartino.
Roman has not elevated.
Wow, you're
anybody.
roboting.
Oh.
No, he really hasn't elevated nobody.
Yeah, but like you think about it, Bruno Sammartino held the title for 7 years. How many people he held back?
Well, again, that was a different time. That was before social media. That was before they went public. It was a different
Yeah,
time
but
back then.
they can't. But Roman has to be built up. If he just has a short reign, then it's like.
And also, you have to remember that back then, it wasn't like Bruno had 2 belts. He just had 1. That's what really hurts Roman. Like I would even be mad at Roman if he was just Universal Champ, but now he's got both belts. So it's like, because that's why.
No,
that's why
I wish they stopped treating the I wish they stopped treating the Universal Champ like it's more Universal title like it's more prestige than the WWE title. They need to fix that shit. That should not be the first title on top of the list. It should be the WWE title. Where the hell did they come with the idea to make the Universal title the most prestige
That's WWE.
title?
That's WWE.
Because
whoever the bigger star is, whoever the bigger star is. Let me rephrase that. When you have 2 world titles in WWE, the bigger star, that person that has the belt, that's going to be the bigger belt. When the World Heavyweight Championship was introduced, Triple H was the champion. The World Heavyweight Championship was the bigger belt. Because
No, it wasn't. I always thought that belt was second. I always thought that belt was secondary to the WWE title.
Well, you may have felt that way, bro. But I'm simply saying, if you look at the pay-per-view placements back then, what main evented? What main event at WrestleMania 21? Batista versus Triple H. Because the World Heavyweight title.
Maybe I'm in a different era.
They did flip them.
Maybe I'm in a different era.
Yeah, you're right. They did flip them. They did care. They gave them both relevancy in the beginning. And
right.
Towards the later 2000s, early 2010s, that was when they
gave
the
Universal.
Right.
Well, like the universe, like the word universe is in it, so of course that technically would mean that you'd be the hired. That's why they gave it the word universal. You're supposed to cover.
That name is straight cap. These motherfuckers ain't going to different seas to fight nobody.
I don't see anybody coming here.
And you don't join the WWE to be Universal Champion. You join the WWE to be WWE Champion.
Exactly.
Then tell Pluto to come to WWE and fight Roman for the title and see if they can take the belt off of him.
Nah, put the title on Super Dragon while you at it. Shit.
Besides, you all know who the real champion universally is. Fucking Undertaker.
He wanted to say Mac had mine.
Don't get him started. Don't get R started. He hates the Bumtaker.
Bumtaker.
When did you grow to hate? When did you start hating the Undertaker? That's a
it makes no sense.
It's not that I hate him. It's a lot of people don't remember. A lot of people don't remember this dude lost more matches than he won, and he's known.
That's not true.
For 1 match a year.
That's not true. That's not
true.
How
you know he won 1 match a year? You are a bum.
There's explanations for. First of all, he didn't lose more matches than he won.
For one reason. To me, Taker's
Undertaker is a special attraction.
He's a bum for not doing the match of Sting, for thinking it wouldn't be good, but then he doesn't matter.
That too.
He's a bum for that.
That's Sting's fault.
That would have been a real big money match because everybody wanted it. Even I wanted it. I'm not even a big Undertaker fan.
And then when you see all the crazy stuff Sting does in AEW, it makes Taker look even dumber because Sting's still in good shape. He's in better shape, but you're gonna still take the match against Goldberg, who can't do 2 minutes without hurting himself or bleeding.
That's not Goldberg. That's not a Taker. And that match was a long time in the making too.
How is that on him? Are you serious? You know damn well this dude got man pulled backstage.
Now, if it would have been Undertaker, it would have been Biker Undertaker against Goldberg. Take my fucking money.
Nah, that entrance
No,
at the
I
crown
keep my
jewel
money.
was so.
First
Nah,
off, yeah, I know. I understand it was a Saudi show, but still, all in all, like a match like that. First of all, it was like what 10 years too late. Second of all, there was no
Exactly.
build to it.
no.
It
Hold
should
on.
have.
When you
They
watch
would have
the
been
first
good
2
if it
minutes
would
of
have
the
been.
match, when you watch the first 2 minutes of the match, you see that it starts off good. It's just right until Goldberg goes into the corner. That's when everything goes downhill for the next
Yeah, a
20
minute
first.
later.
Nah,
Yeah,
if
so
it
like
would have been American
And I
Badass
got to be
Undertaker
fair.
versus Goldberg, that would have been a fight.
I ain't
That
allowed
would
to
have
be
been a
fair. They
pay-per-view
probably
match.
was dehydrated because it was hot as fuck out there when they during their match.
Yeah, it was
To be fair,
115 with he's bleeding all over the place. If the match started off great because it started off with Goldberg throwing the
yo, my
punch and then
dude,
Taker
isn't I
punch.
start? Yeah, I would love to know. Like, did you ever not like an episode of Raw or SmackDown? Like you be wildin'.
No,
Yeah,
like you go watch.
you think every Raw and SmackDown is great. The fuck?
Yeah, I understand the people like, oh, it was okay, oh, it was decent. He says great, my man. We haven't had a great Raw in years.
No, you're bugging. But like the
No,
first
we
2
haven't.
minutes. Wow, bugging. But like the
Dude,
first 2
the
years.
last great Raw we had was Randy Orton and Cena versus the entire Raw roster.
Now you're about to get out of here.
Yeah.
What the hell is this dude talking about? That shit was stupid as fuck.
Raw. Cena or
You didn't like that shit? I thought that shit was
I
dope.
did.
Hell no, I didn't
liked
like
it.
that shit. I dreaded that shit.
I
Anything
liked
that
it.
Cena and Warren had to do with, I was over it.
I
Oh
thought
my
that was
God.
funny. I liked
How
it.
can
I
you
thought it
be?
was funny.
How can you be over Psycho Orton chasing John Cena?
That shit was funny when
This
Cena.
dude, Raheem said, Bum the second had he had an undefeated. The undefeated streak was one match a
Last good
year.
Raw. Last good Raw
Nah,
was Post Mania Raw 2013. That was the last good Raw. Almost
nah,
2
you
years
bugging.
ago.
No, he not saying. He said great, like good and great. Great is better, way better than good.
That
Well,
Raw was so good. That Raw was so good it was too good because they'll never live up to it.
Which Raw was that?
When Lesnar came back.
The Post Mania Raw for WrestleMania 29. This Post Mania Raw 2013.
There's been plenty of great Raws since then.
Is that the one? The one with Ziggler cashed in?
That was the one where Ziggler cashed in. That was the one where the fans started fandangoing. That was the one where Ryback turned heel at the end. That was the one where the Shield confronted Taker. That was the one where the Shield confronted Taker, and then Team Hell No came out. Like every single segment was just like fire. Just fire, just banger, 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 banger. They've never had a Raw as good as that.
Was that when Brock Lesnar showed up too?
No, Brock Lesnar.
No, that wasn't that.
That was supposed to be the show. That was supposed to be the show where Brock was supposed to attack The Rock, but then The Rock he flew home. He flew on his jet because he was hurt. So because Rock wasn't there, they told Brock not to show up. So as a matter of fact, that show was so crazy that you may remember Fandango's theme song was #1 on Spotify, #1 on iTunes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Right. That's how crazy that show was.
2013 was a good year because that's when Lesnar faced off with CM Punk, and that shit was off the chain.
That was a good match. Yeah.
That was like the last great Raw they had. It was 2013.
Bugging.
That was almost 10 years ago.
I heard a microwave though. Who got the hot pockets popping off?
That's a lot of meat in there. Yeah.
What?
Oh God. Pause, my man. What? Yo. Anyways. Yeah, man. Like I gotta get that hot pocket sponsorship. Thanks to dude Scott over here.
Hold on, I gotta wiggle my toes. Give me a second.
Dude, stay with the hot pockets.
Oh. Guys, you ever just wiggle your toes and it feels like you just
No.
Survivor Series and WrestleMania.
That shit.
Undertaker was undefeated at Survivor Series.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah. Orton was for a while though.
Because Randy Orton
Survivor Series.
Undertaker is the only person to be bigger than a title. That's why he can come back once a year and wrestle. He was putting people in legendary status.
I agree about that. with him being more popular than the title. I agree with that.
He didn't put
He
Bray
didn't.
Wyatt in legendary status, that's for sure.
He certainly did not. Don't forget, he buried Bray twice, by the way. Twice.
Who bummed the Taker?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt can't. He ain't gonna beat. Same thing with Cena. He ain't gonna beat Undertaker. What the fuck?
Man,
I remember he beat him. I remember he beat him that
week?
one time at WrestleMania.
Aren't you the one on here every week talking about how they got to build new stars? How was Taker burying him twice? How was that helping Bray?
John
That's different.
John
If
Cena
Bray Wyatt
beating the
fought somebody
Undertaker
else-
for the streak would have been epic. You talk about he they already hated John Cena.
Also, he buried DDP as well. So yeah, I agree with that, man. Taker's a fucking bum. Fuck him.
DDP
Yeah,
was close
there
to
you go.
50 years old any damn way, but I
Yeah.
Just Eddie and bummed the Taker. He just didn't like DDP for no reason. DDP
It's
came
not
in
even- it's not
and he
even
was like,
that.
"Oh, he thinks he's hot shit." Like
It's not
what?
even- it's
you
not
know
even
Bruce
that, bro.
Pritchard protected the Undertaker. Come on.
It's
You
not
really
even
think
that.
Undertaker's
It's-
gonna get
It's
Bruce
not even
Pritchard
that. It's the
protected
fact that they did a storyline of DDP stalking that ugly ass Sarah when he was married to Kimberly. Get out of here.
Right.
Ridiculous.
They really played DDP, and then DDP, but he was a professional about it. He tried to make it work.
And what's messed up is DDP has legitimately saved many Hall of Famers. He saved Scott Hall. He saved Jake the Snake Roberts, and he's still
Not
saving
the
wrestlers
time.
to this day.
And he
No,
definitely
at that
should
time
be
he
a fan
was.
because of the
DDP
DDP.
was doing the
What's
yoga
that?
when he was in
DDP
WCW.
yoga program. He should
He had
definitely
it
be in
in
the Hall of Fame because of
WCW.
that program he
You make
does.
it seem like Undertaker buried him when he was doing the DDP yoga. That came like years after.
No,
What I'm saying is that Taker
Undertaker,
just
even
buried him just
Undertaker
because.
used DDP yoga. That's why.
Man, let's really be real. This dude bumping the Taker thought his spot was being compromised because at that time DDP was still red hot. When he had got that ovation, when he revealed himself to be the stalker, the crowd went nuts.
Oh yeah.
The way I see it,
What do you
I look
mean?
at it differently.
That's a
The way I
fact.
see
When
it,
he revealed himself and the crowd went nuts, I'm not bugging.
The
That's
way-
a fact.
As a
The
matter
way
of
I- the
fact,
way I
Kurt
see
Angle,
it
Kurt,
is
Kurt,
that-
Kurt Angle said himself on his podcast that whole year 2001, then when DDP unmasked, DDP got a louder pop than Ric Flair did when Ric Flair came back in Charlotte, because Ric Flair came back to WWF later that year in Charlotte, and DDP got a louder pop than that. So yeah,
It's a fact.
Well,
He was
understand
very over.
the way I saw it was that DDP getting the match with the Undertaker is like something he could put on his resume because he was leaving out the door anyway because he was old.
So's Taker.
All right.
He was just as old.
Hold on. Let me answer Raheem real quick. He asked me if lame is a bum. His
Who?
lame.
Oh, Kane.
Now, just like
Kane wasn't
now,
good
just like Bum the Taker. I like some, like, I guess you could say certain characters that they
here's
play.
Kane.
Like I like the Kane. I like Kane when he first came out on that Undertaker's brother shit. He was really pushing that shit. Pause.
They messed up Kane when they made
They
him
are
human.
half brothers.
Hold on, wait, y'all.
Yeah.
And then I like the other Kane. I like the other Kane when they had him when he first unmasked and they had him coming out handcuffed with a black towel over his head. I like those Kanes right there. Those good characters he played.
But when they made him human, oh man, that was
Here's the
ultimately,
thing about Kane.
especially with corporate Kane, give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
Corporate Kane was funny.
You didn't like
Corporate
Glenn?
Kane was.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You didn't
Corporate
like
Kane was
Glenn
funny.
Jacobs? Come on. You didn't like Glenn
When they did
Jacobs?
the
Corporate Kane.
No.
Here's the problem with Corporate Kane. The problem with Corporate Kane is that it went on way too long. It went on way.
Glenn Jacobs was an intelligent man. Leave him alone.
I like Corporate Kane. He was funny.
No,
You
gotta
like
call
everybody
Glenn
in
Jacobs.
WWE.
I didn't mind it. It just went on too long.
You gotta call him Glenn Jacobs when he was Corporate Kane.
Nah,
When the
Corporate
last
Kane, bro.
three when the last three dudes in the Rumble was Big Show, Corporate Kane, and Roman, that ruined his legacy.
Yeah, my man, Corporate Kane, bro.
Oh God. That shit was cringy.
That was so bad. The fans were
That
chanting.
was awesome.
That was so
It was
bad.
like corporate Kane.
That was so bad. The fans were chanting, "We want Rusev, a Bulgaria sympathizer."
They was like anybody get rid of this dude, please. If Mikey Whipwreck was there, they would have been cheering for him.
I think when it's
Anybody but him.
I think when it's all said and done, Royal Rumble 2015 will probably be I won't say it's the worst WWE show ever, but it's up there. That was bad.
Hey, or say what you want, but Mikey Whipwreck is a former world champion.
I think he won it twice. Didn't he win that belt twice? The ECW
He won
belt?
the ECW title once.
Only once?
Against-
I thought he won
against
it
Raven.
twice.
Mikey Whipwreck. Mikey.
That was my boy right there. Especially that move, the whippersnapper. That was my shit. The
Actually,
Stone Cold started from the top rope.
Was Little Guido. That was my boy.
I know this dude that used to work with him, and he used to do security. He used to work with him when I was like, damn, Nunzio doing security? Times is that hard? What?
Hey, let me tell you, man. I love the fact that they did some racist shit and came up with the Italians. Like, oh man, this is so typical. Fine.
FBI.
And then he wanted to do this dude here. What's his name again? Vito wearing a skirt. You like that too, didn't you? Snugs.
Vinny was funny.
His name was Vito, not Vinny.
Video, yeah.
Now the funny thing is the veto stuff would actually be like over now. People would be more.
Let me tell you, the best.
No, hell yeah, he would be over as fuck right now.
Check this out. The best wrestling character was Big Dick Dudley. That's the funniest.
I'm gonna let you slide with that one because that was my boy too.
I thought the only thing I didn't like was I didn't like the Mexicals. That was racist, and they could have used
that.
Yeah, that was
lawnmower.
That shit was funny. I love that shit,
that
bro.
Was so
that shit was funny.
But hold on, let me read this coming from Beast King. All successful WWE wrestlers took roles. Austin, Rock, Triple H, Hogan, Cena, Batista, Lesnar, Taker. All of them took it. See, it's different now. Like it was more leniency from before.
Taker never took roids.
They can't really do that shit nowadays. There's too much shit going on. Like with
after
the
Eddie Guerrero
drug
died,
testing and shit like that.
Eddie died, the drug testing took over.
Yeah, like you can't just do that shit just like that.
I'm not sure about Lesnar either.
Randy Orton or something.
I don't know. Lesnar looked like he was roided up in the beginning, and he was young.
Well, the difference is, with Lesnar's body now is that he was sick. He had got sick. He had got diverticulitis when he was in UFC. That's why his body looks different now.
Let me find out you liking thick Lesnar than muscular Lesnar.
Well, he was always. Look at his college days. He was fucking huge in college.
Like with this dude, as a matter of fact, like the Great Khali, he was cut the fuck up, but then his body mass looked different. Eventually, I guess he stopped juicing.
I laughed when I remember.
Because remember when he was in the longest yard, Great Khali.
That's what I was about to say. I started laughing when I realized, that's Great Khali.
Yeah, he looked like a straight fucking monster. Like he was cut the fuck up in the longest yard, but when he came to WWE, it looked like flab.
Yeah, with two.
Trying to figure out how you gonna say Taker took roids when he's a literal god. He has powers. What the fuck do you need roids for?
I don't think Taker took roids. You know, at a certain age, you get that peak where you're the most chiseled when you hit like maybe 40. Because look at Lashley now. Lashley wasn't chiseled like that back then. He's 45. He looks like a complete monster. Now, he about to go downhill afterwards, but can't believe he's 45 years old, man.
Yeah, man.
Like Goldberg.
He said Rissa looked like a monster. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, man. I miss Big Daddy B, man. What Taz used to call him? The walking planet? Oh man, I miss Big Vince, man. Rest in paradise, my dude Big Daddy B.
Yeah, that weight was too much for him.
He should kill me with that spin kick. Like what the fuck? How the fuck this big motherfucker doing spin kicks?
No, no. You want to hear something funny? My favorite wrestler was Kamala when he used to smack his belly.
Hell yeah, the Ugandan giant B. That was my guy.
From North Carolina. I'm like, this Vince, you racist piece of shit, making him the
Oh man.
Ugandan giant, and he's just a country boy.
Right? Yo, I was fooled too, cause around that time niggas ain't know about kayfabe and all that shit. So you actually thought he was from the jungles of Uganda. This dude from down south. I'm like, what the fuck?
And then the
No, but you
other
know
most
what though?
racist shit. His
But
manager
you know,
was named Kimchi.
Yeah, that was mad racist.
but you know what though? They could get away with that because the internet didn't exist, so they couldn't look this shit up. Like, oh,
True that.
he's not even from Uganda. He's from fucking down south. What the fuck?
Right.
People have
Hold on, let
people
me
have
read
Google now.
Beast King's comment. He said he admitted to taking steroids on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, maybe. And then what happened was I probably did nothing more than just like give like I don't know,
Everybody was on roids back then. Everybody was.
maybe
Yeah,
the fucking voice took him.
What X-Pac said, he's like, when you was on that plane, you had all kinds of choice of drugs to take. It was just out there.
Yeah, because he was probably one of the pushers. So
Yeah, I guess
Clint,
I guess
Clint
I
was
guess
over
weed
that
and
shit.
beer. Weed and
And
beer is
Ahmed
probably a
Johnson.
steroid.
Fucking Ahmed Johnson. I heard he was a pusher allegedly.
Oh man.
He was pushing that the painkillers. No, there was an
And he had
actual
and he
guy.
had that cocaine.
Yeah,
That's all. That was said that he had that coke too.
I guess you needed to take cocaine when you was on the road like that, trying to hide all
You
that
gotta
fucking
numb the
pain.
pain. Yeah, numb that pain.
And Tony
These things
Khan, he
said.
looked like he just taking it for free.
Teddy
He
Long
said
was selling
Lesnar
back in the
still
day.
looks. These things said Lesnar still looks jacked even after getting off the roids. Well, that's the thing. This dude Brock is a natural born athlete. Like that's all he ever did was work out on the farm.
This man broke NFL combine records a few days after a motorcycle accident.
Yeah, Cena definitely got smaller. He doesn't look right. Every time I see him, he doesn't
Yeah,
look right.
Cena looks crazy now. Word. You could
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
tell he was juicing. To
Hollywood.
start on
Yeah,
the road
yeah.
like that no more, he slowed that shit down.
You know
And it
what?
definitely showed.
I don't think Cena did roids. He wasn't
But
allowed
whatever,
to.
but
He was
whatever
just
he did,
he was a professional
whatever he's doing,
bodybuilder.
he's not doing anymore. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, because Hollywood don't want him to be bulky. They want him to look human. Only The Rock is allowed to look bulky in Hollywood.
That's why I'm saying if the Rock Roman match ever happened, I guarantee you Rock wouldn't pass the piss test. No fucking way.
I bet you he will.
I bet
No,
you
he
he
won't.
will.
He's the Rock.
No,
You
he
really
won't. He won't
think
pass
you
the
think The
piss
Rock
test.
is on the juice?
I don't
He's
know.
got to be on
I know
something.
Yeah,
he's
hell
Rock.
yeah.
I don't know. Rock really spends like 12 hours in the gym.
Yeah,
He's the only man that gets up at 3 a.m. to work out. I'm
eats
like,
tons of
damn.
pancakes.
I know
And
one
eat a
thing, his
gut.
metabolism is nuts. Like that dude, how could you eat like what? Fucking what, 9, 10, 15 pancakes?
Well,
It
here's the
still
Yeah,
look
thing.
like you ain't eat a damn thing.
The Rock is a,
and
the
he works
Rock
it
is
off.
a hot. The Rock is a heart attack away from meeting the king. That's all I got to say. Wrestlers that
How
get
you
bulky
doing,
like
Kim
that,
So Young? What's up?
they
What's
don't
up?
last long.
Kim So Young in the building, all right.
So The
Nice to
Rock
meet
might
you
have to
too.
start taking it easy because he's just hit 50 years old.
Nah,
Yeah, it
the
was
Rock gonna
definitely
come back.
sad when Kamala lost his legs, and all he wanted was help you know, with his hospital bills from WWE, you know, and I got a hard time with that shit to the point where they had to open up a GoFundMe and all that to pay for his operation. Yeah, man, Kamala was going through it. It was really unfortunate. I remember that match that he had with Undertaker. Yeah, I think Undertaker got paid like $1 million or something like that. But then when they gave Kamala like what $10,000 or some shit like that.
It's the Undertaker.
Nah, come on, because they should have. I understand you paying Undertaker more, but come on, 10 racks. This dude Kamala's a household name also. He deserves more than that. Especially if you getting paid off of his toys, his
You're
merch.
really gonna tell a guy with powers that he shouldn't be getting $1 million?
Their contract is different from their salary. So their salary, they're not gonna make a lot of money. But if you look at the parentheses, it will say you'll get money off the gate, and then you'll get 20% off of merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how Undertaker was able to make $1 million.
No, because I heard that he made it off the match. Period.
Yeah,
that's not even counting merch sales or like
insane.
ticket sales, what may have you.
And who's gonna buy Kamala merchandise? Let's be real.
What you mean? People's buying Kamala merch. Kamala's a household name.
I'm sorry. I didn't see Kamala merchandise.
Now, Taker wasn't even that big back then.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
It was just 92, bro. He only debuted
what about
the
your
year
boy?
before.
What about your boy, brother Hakeem the Dream?
For the title.
Oh God.
As a matter of fact,
shit ever.
Didn't Taker debut? When did Taker debut? 91 or 90?
90.
I think it was 90.
Yeah, 90 or one of those two, I think.
How the fuck you don't know? You a fake ass Undertaker fan. Hey, you don't even know when the fuck he debuted.
Oh, I never
seen riding this.
I get
this dude jock all this time. You don't even know when he.
I'm not
It's like forgetting a passage from the Bible. It's like, okay, well, I fucking forgot. It's 90 or 91.
I'm not even gonna lie. Slick was definitely buck dancing when he took Hakeem the Dream to the hood to get changed.
Yeah.
And Mean G was like, that's one man gang. He's like, no, my brother, you gotta chill. You gotta chill out. Had the African tribes around.
Okay, he made his debut in November 1990. Okay, so when
it was 90,
so when match with Kamala happened, he had only been there for just over a year. So Taker was still relatively new at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But he was updating the Bible at the time too.
Yo, you're about to get out of here.
I tell you who wasn't scared. I tell you who wasn't scared. I tell you who wasn't scared of the Undertaker, the Berserker.
Yo, the Berserker was
that the was that the dude that was like, hush, hush,
yeah,
hush, hush. Yeah, they was on drugs, man. There's no way you can do that. The funniest YouTube video I've ever seen. It had to have been like 92 or 91. It was like fucking a 6-man at a live event. And I used to miss it when WWE used to do those face-to-face things where they would have like one person cut a promo, then someone else would cut a promo. And this promo, it's sad now because everyone's dead except Taker. But it's Taker, Paul Bearer, Warrior, and Boss Man. And I think their opponent was Razor, Nails, and Kamala, I believe. And in the promo, like Boss Man's talking, Taker is talking, but Warrior's just doing Warrior shit where he's like, you know how Warrior's just doing a random screaming and shit. And so then as they're cutting the promo, Warrior's like, he just started screaming. And Taker is wearing his hat, and as Warrior is screaming, Taker is like lowering his head so you can't see his face because he's laughing his fucking ass off.
Oh man. This dude Raheem said it's crazy how The Rock has no six. I never noticed that. The Rock not never having no six.
Because he
He
still
don't.
look like a rock. Here's a 20-pack.
Let me see. Undertaker. He said Undertaker made 500K and Kamala made 50K. Okay, so I guess I got it wrong. I thought it was. I thought he only had got like 10 racks. Kamala, but he definitely was struggling to pay his hospital bills. That was it. Was just sad, given the fact that he had to go out like how he went out. I remember the video that I seen with him and his son, and basically he was talking about how he had to do gay favors to become a star in WWE and WWF at the time. Y'all remember that video when Kamala was talking to his son? Oh my god! I was like, yo, this dude's putting him on blast. Shit. Well, anyways, I'm about to fall back. It's about to be the 2 hour 30 minute mark. Please make sure y'all hit the thumbs. You know what I mean? Your boy need the thumbs before y'all get up out of here. Oh yeah, and another thing. So you be watching Cobra Kai?
Yeah, I
No,
finished
I
it
don't want.
yesterday.
Because on Thursday we're gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying? Talk about season 5 of Cobra Kai. Raheem, Beast King. If y'all watch Cobra Kai, definitely come on through. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking about Cobra Kai on Thursday. Most likely I'm gonna go live at like 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. You know what I'm saying? So pull up for that. We talk about, man, this season is like I'm at
The
like
old
episode
fashioned,
6.
the old
So
fashioned
far,
Cobra Kai.
huh?
Talk about the old fashioned Cobra
The
Kai.
old fashioned Kai. There you go. Well, join us then, man. We're gonna be there, so pull up for that. And like
What
I
about
said,
House of Dragon?
huh? Oh, I don't.
What about House
This
of
is the thing.
Dragon, man?
I couldn't even get into Game of Thrones. It's like how they talk. I couldn't really understand what the fuck they were talking about half the time because their language, I guess you could say, how they spoke.
Well, I mean,
I just couldn't really get invested.
nah, it's really great, man. I love the dialogue.
I
And put
like the
subtitles in.
action and how motherfuckers was getting killed and shit. That shit was crazy. But I would have to get through that shit, the Game of Thrones, to get to watch what is it, the House of Dragon?
Yeah, but House of Dragon takes place before Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay, it's a prequel. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
it takes
no.
place 100 and something years beforehand. Even though in Game of Thrones they do mention the storyline that we're watching now in House of Dragon, where they talk about like the fate of the princess and what happens to her, which I can't wait to see.
Okay. There you go with that. Well, all right, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I catch y'all on Thursday. You already know the vibes. Appreciate y'all for joining. And we all this be.
Hmm.
Peace out, motherfucker.
I'm live, by the way.
All right, cool. I might just stop by and say what's up.
Hmm.